It's the biggest scam in the f***ing world, right? I've banned caviar.
Why?
Let's offer a really good package that you can stay over in this beautiful little oasis under that flyover, next to that graffiti, next to that burning car.
Yeah.
But why else would you come here? It's a f***ing shithole. My favourite thing recently is this Sat's gamble. It's changed the game because we were getting guests last night. They had a 100-year-old bottle of wine. And it was still drinkable. A scallop's a beautiful piece of protein, right? But what if you've only scratched 10% of what a scallop's available because you've not investigated it enough? Why? Why haven't we thought of this? You've got to allow your guests to spend money with you. Why the f*** are you telling you the number of courses for? I want them to be obsessed with food. I'm not interested in how fast they can fillet a red mullet. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's what we're going to do with the red mullet now. What we're going to do with it. As long as you're not bored of it and you're still hungry, that's the key, isn't it?
Mate, that was it. So I came with my business partners. It was like a rainy day, like Thursday afternoon. You know, we're in some boozer in the centre of town. Had like 3 or 4 beers beforehand. Yeah. And I know you've said it's like a working class two-star restaurant. And so basically we've come over the flyover, past the pylon, and mate, the traffic was mad. I think it was
horrendous because all the roads are blocked.
Mate, absolutely
massive roadworks all around the ring road.
And then you come off this ring road. And you come down this little lane, and Mike Storm was like, where the fuck are we going, mate? And as we pulled up, the cab pulled up the front, and, you know, there was this car. It was like, it couldn't be more perfect. Police car with the blue beaming lights. It was raining, yeah? But it lit up all the graffiti, you know? So I was like, wow. Yeah.
It's meant to be.
Meant to be. And then you walk in here, and I said to John, it's Gastronomic Narnia. I think I said that to you on email. That's what it is. It's like opening the wardrobe, and you go into this... Yeah, and it was just... From as soon as we walked in, it was just...
But it's all them tiny little things. It's like... Because obviously anything in life is about detail, right? So it's like, how far are you willing to go?
Yeah.
But it's lots of tiny little details that make the big picture, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's trying to find... So if there's 100 details, we're trying to find 102.
Yes. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
It's like, where can I find another bit of detail? Oh, what? Someone mentioned that once. Oh, that could be something we could investigate.
Yeah.
And that opens up another door.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not bored of it and you're still hungry, that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Surely for any success.
Yeah.
Is your hunger drives you through
and
all the shitness of everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you think this could work without being here? If you were
I think
to go...
it'd be very different.
Yeah.
Because what has made it is the journey of being in an obscure location.
Yeah.
And I think...
Be close as well. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
You tell me.
All good. Perfect.
Is it recording, yeah?
Yeah, we're rolling. Yeah,
oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, like...
No, it's freestyle, yeah.
Freestyle, you've listened to it before.
So the idea is if
you can swear all that shit. It's all
if
good.
it was not here, it would probably lose some of the identity of the vision that we've had. So because of we're here, you've probably done things that are unorthodox. Whereas if I was in like a country house, you would have been limited to probably the status quo of what that was. Because we are off the beaten track, I mean, it's a bit raw, and I'm working class, I'm from an immigrant family, and Manda's on working class. We both love the industry, fell in love together early age, then built this thing that we both love, that's built as a life. It's personal, but also it's a breathing thing. It's a weird thing because
it's an organism.
It's an organism.
Yes.
And the more people that come and they pass through and they do the 2-3 years with us and they become part of it, a bit of it sticks to them. And then they go off on their journey. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And they become their version of it, which is, I can't take credit for them being brilliant. They were brilliant before they got here.
Yeah.
In all our teams that have come in the past. We've just shown them that in this obscure location, if the belief is strong enough and it is true, it fucking was your oyster.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I love that. Because it means it doesn't matter where you're from, you can still do well. So forget the pedigree. You can teach that or learn that. And you can, my motto years ago, and I always said that, no, everyone's take piss. I've always said everyone's got the potential to be brilliant.
Yeah.
In whatever their chosen field was, but as long as they're active in pursuing it.
Yeah.
So you can't just say, I want to be an artist and not do fuck all about it.
Yeah.
But you could be a really good artist if you applied yourself and really kind of went into that rabbit hole of, okay, my art is a bit abstract. I'm going to push out my theory of my being, of what it is, how I feel, blah, blah. And then you go, oh, that's original to me. And then 2 people might like it, but 5 people might not. But it doesn't matter, but you've expressed yourself. So that's the same as the food.
So I interviewed the other week, again, we'll get on to Rory's, this guy called John Hegarty, who's like advertising godfather, like an absolute, basically like the Al Beru of advertising.
Oh, wow.
Like 82 years old and still pushing it. Still pushing it. Like we finished in Soho. It was a boiling hot day. This geezer's 82. He's like, oh mate, sorry, I've got a call with someone in Istanbul at 6. And his definition of creativity, he's obsessed with creativity, is creativity is an expression of self.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter what it is. If you're not being your authentic self in your creative craft,
it's fake.
It's fake. Completely.
And it's almost sitting on other people's shoulders of fakery.
Yes.
To say that's my version of. Then it's not. That's not true. That's not you.
Yeah.
I can tell it's not you because it's not authentic.
Yeah.
And I think food is like that.
Yeah.
Food is, you can taste an innate creation of a creative chef because it means so much and it makes so much sense on the plate and the palate. So yes, some things may look good, but I've always said this, but yes, it should look good, but it should taste better. But you won't taste it until you've eaten it. So when you look on Instagram and you see these beautiful paintings and pictures and all that shit, it looks incredible. You think, oh, I can't wait to eat it. But then I look and go, well, how many hands have actually made that into that beautiful thing? So as soon as you add a manipulation of hand...
When you say manipulation of hand, like...
You're touching it.
Okay, yeah.
So as soon as you've tweaked it with your hands to fuck...
Yeah.
There's something that's been drained through the food into your hands and gone.
Yes.
Because you need it to peak to the guest. So as the dish goes out, it should be peaking. So it almost like your finishing touches should be the most lightest touch. So when it goes out, you're the benefactor as the guest, not me, the chef. Go, wow, look at that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Is any examples of that? Sink into that a bit more.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything that we do is about the finishing touch has to be the lightest touch and the least touch, so the guest gets the joy of seeing the mushroom tart with the little mushrooms on it that are just quivering in the wind of the air conditioning unit or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, that, if they were dead, they would have got, the moisture would have broken to the cells and it would have gone flopped.
Yeah.
So because it's still shaking, there's still some life in it.
Yes.
So you still get that lovely feeling of that was done for me. That was done for my table, for myself. And I think that's where cooking's so personal. And we're a small restaurant, we're only like 34 covers. So you've got to treat each one and passing that on to the guys in the kitchen in front of the house. It's like if you get to a certain stage in your career and you've done 30 odd years in the kitchen or 30 years in your career, all you're left with is knowledge. But then you've got to pass that on. Otherwise, you've wasted all that time. So I think, as like a wine, right? You get better with age up to a certain point.
Yeah.
But there's a point where your knowledge has to become your next chapter. So you're imparting knowledge to your team, but you can't be telling war stories where, when I was younger, we used to work harder than you. No one gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
They're working hard now. This is their war-torn years in a kitchen because they're going through stress because they're having to perform. They're meant to be disciplined, they have to cook, they have to relate to the vision of where that dish is going to sit on that menu, and they're part of a team. They've got to almost be part of that as well. So there's so many moving parts. But then all I've got now is, and my wife Amanda, with the years, we've got 70 odd years collectively, is knowledge.
Yeah.
So how can we keep imparting knowledge so it's still so taken on by the individual that they feel value, that we're passing on some really secret bits of knowledge here, that nuggets, that by doing that and knowing that, I'm going to be better.
It feels like almost like the Matrix, right? Yeah, so people can either take the blue pill or the Sat pill, right?
Well, I'm not that far.
Well, maybe, yeah. But it feels like, and I've heard you say, you come here, like some people will survive. I think you said it's the hard and trodden path, the least trodden path is the hardest path.
Absolutely.
And I've spoken to John, and they said like you push people. I think I read somewhere it's like if you were 5% pushing hard, you'd be intolerable. It's like that. You get that like
you've
right on the
edge,
almost a bit like Alex Ferguson, if that's the right way of saying it. Like you're pushing. But what are some of the things you said? Little nuggets of wisdom that they wouldn't get anywhere else.
It's like moves, right? When you're cooking, it's moves. It's like repetition. It's reps.
Right.
So, for example, if you we've got a dish on now with the scallop. So you cook the scallop, it's seared. You then warm it up to the under the grill. So it's just opaque. So the temperature is around 40 degrees, but you're not probing it. You feel it, and that's repetition. So you get to know it. So it's got to be warm, but the exterior part that you cooked is seared, so it's crispy.
Yeah.
But not too crispy that it's gone tough, because obviously the protein can get tough, then it goes chewy. So there's tiny little bits there.
Yeah.
You cut it in half. So because you've put it on a tray, and then you've took it off the tray, off the plancha, on a tray under the grill. You've brushed it with beurre noisette, not brown butter, pinch of salt. There's going to be residual juice that's probably come a little bit out of the scallop and some that's in the butter. So because the chefs are working on processes, you cut the scallop in half, you then expose the flesh side that's uncooked, unseared, so you have these two beautiful translucent bits of a scallop. Yeah. But then they would brush it with, again, beurre noisette, pinch of salt. But yesterday I goes, well, think about it, all that residual stuff on the tray, tip it upside down, done, move. You've already dipped it in itself. You've not bought something foreign in to dilute it, because now, even though it's a fraction of a second, there's going to be some juices that have come out of the scallop because it's rested. You've just dipped it, the exposed side, into that and then put it straight onto the plate. So tiny things like that, that's knowledge, because it's happened, because you're thinking about it that much. You can't stop thinking about it, because you're thinking about every dish, how can I improve, how can I improve, how can I improve? But not to improve it to get the elusive accolades from Michelin, whoever they are, the world's best. You want to be the best version of you. And if that means you can be better tomorrow, what are you waiting for? And I hate that feeling of, you see chefs, and I've had chefs in the past, and they used to say back in the day, oh, yeah, when I go to my next job, I'm going to really push me. Whoa, stop there. What are you waiting for? Your next job is now. And that's for everyone. It's like the biggest fear in life is very short, right? We've got to grab it with both fucking hands, jump on that roller coaster, and then just go with it. My biggest fear is holding back, because what were you waiting for? What if you never get that chance to go on the roller coaster again? You fucked it. You've absolutely missed the plot. So then if you are on the roller coaster and you're grabbing it, you're going, I'm not letting go. I'm going to go as far as I can go. I'm not letting go. But it means you're on the journey. But if you sit back and go, I'm going to hold a bit back, you've done the most misjustice to yourself as a trained person. Because what are you afraid of? Giving everything and you don't match or meet to your standard? But that's when you can perform at the highest, when you've given everything.
I think what you said before we hit record is about always being on that attack mode, never be on defence. Yeah. I think there's something in that. Like, even if things, like, when has the roller coaster gone down for you? And what's been the lowest? Maybe not COVID, because sort of everyone says that, but
yeah, fuck COVID.
Yeah, fuck COVID. Like, when the roller coaster's gone down, you and Amanda sort of thinking, "Fuck me, are we going to go off the track here?"
I think after my heart attack in 2021, I was very at peace with my mortality. So I got to a point where if I died, I was happy.
Yeah.
Amanda didn't like me saying that, but I said, you know what? Thank you for a brilliant life. I was 50 years old. I've had probably the best life I could imagine. I've got no wants, no whims. I've done everything I wanted to do, and we've done it the way we wanted it. So I said, if everything went pear-shaped tomorrow, I'm happy, because I'm done. I've lived. Not that I've given up, that I was content. Yes. To get content with your mortality is got the rarest gift you can imagine, because you're not then chasing this illusion, I've got to get 3 stars. Bullshit. You know, we're in business now. The climate's terrible out there. Top-end restaurants are closing. Everyone's struggling. Everyone's going through the motions of survival mode. So my argument has always been, after the heart attack, I said to Amanda, this is too busy. I'm no longer enjoying working in this restaurant. She was, okay, let's change it. So we just stopped and we did a refit, and we dropped from 200 and something stupid 20 covers a week down to 120. And we put the price up accordingly to make sure that we're still in business, but everything became quieter and everything became enjoyable again. Because when you've been doing it so long, like 20 odd years, you think, you know what, yes, it's a bit of a machine and it's good business and it's making money and everyone's there, but you've lost the whole essence of why you're doing it. So being able to do that and not having a backer to say, oh no, you can't start taking less money.
Fuck that.
Because it's only me and her, we've got no kids, so it means we can just change our lifestyle. Having that freedom is joyous because it means you're free.
Yeah. So
the mistakes you make are yours, the successes you make are yours. And I think that's the key. So having that freedom. So when your back is against it, and it could be through to staffing, it could be to the business, I think attacking is crucial because you've got to think, what is everyone doing? What is everyone doing? They're all doing the same. They're all, sitting there going, okay, we'll be all right, Yeah, it's just a phase. No, it's not a fucking phase. It's been 3 years since the restaurant trade has dropped off the edge of the cliff at the top end and most restaurants. So we've got to change. So we introduced the a la carte menu last year. So little things like attacking, okay, what can we do? Well, we've got rooms. Okay, you don't need to make loads of money on the room. Let's offer a really good package that you can stay over. in this beautiful little oasis and under that
Narnia,
flyover, whatever.
Yeah.
Under that flyover, next to that graffiti, next to that burning car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that shit. And go.
That's the magic of it.
I think it's brilliant because it's real.
Yes, real.
It can't get any real. It's not like, I'm from Normanton in Derby. It's a rough end, pear tree, beautiful background in terms of cultural, heritage and all that. But I'm not lost my touch, and I still know I'm a working class 2-star chef or whatever you want to call it, but I still know my roots.
Yeah.
I still love cooking some of the best ingredients in the world, but I still know where I'm from.
Yeah.
But then that's what this reminds me of every day. I know who I am here. I'm not walking into this 5-star hotel where my name's on the door, where I've got to act a certain way and I've got to wear a suit because it's, oh shit, I'm representing. Here I'm representing myself.
Yeah.
You can't get any more. If you never met me, the idea that once you ate here, you got an idea of the chef, because that was a true test of culinary.
Yes.
The food of a chef should be translatable through its plate. Mm-hmm. So you got the identity of the chef without meeting them. That's what always for me.
That's what was so good eating here before.
Exactly, yeah, because you've done your research and all that, and Ashley told me about yourself to give you a bell, and I think the idea for me is like the honesty and the passion and the desire to keep pushing. And not look at it like, I've been here 25 years, take my foot off the gas, all that bollocks. No, these guys that are coming tonight, and you might only have fucking 10 covers in tonight, but they've still got to have a world-class experience.
Yes.
Because if I took my foot off, I've done a massive misjustice to that customer and to the team.
So I know one of the things I've read is you say like this, I've got it, me and Rich have it, this white belt mentality. I think you call it clean slate mentality. So every day, every podcast we do, we rip it up, start again. I don't want to be saying the same stuff. Like I read all sorts. I want it just to be fresh, and that's why I always change the environment. So if I was in a studio, I would go fucking nuts.
It'll be quite systematic.
It's so systematic. Like, and as I say, you pick up, like, even speaking to John this morning, seeing all these weird, like Willy Wonka fucking scenes. Like, all these things add to the experience, right? But I think in terms of that, because I think part of keep pushing is the way you keep pushing in my mind is keep wiping slate clean, or white belt mentality, of whatever you want to say. It's like go back to square one. In the last couple of weeks, what are some of the new things you've learned?
So, for example, we're now in a season where it's game season, my favourite season in the world.
Yeah.
So we've got some really good dishes on, but they've been on probably 4 to 6 weeks. So because they've been on 4 to 6 weeks, there's nothing wrong with that, and you can change dishes every 3 months. It's not an issue. But there's an element of me that thinks it's probably getting a little bit complacent because I need to now tweak a dish or change a dish, not because we're getting the same clientele in all the time, but I just need to keep an element of the dishes moving so there's a new element that people still feel invigorated about cooking it.
It's like because you said it's like an organism. That's what I feel here. I really do fucking feel that. But as you say, it's this. You're almost stoking it, keeping it moving.
Yeah, but because the complacency is death, as we all know in business.
Yeah.
Being stagnant and complacent, because I think you take your foot off the gas if you are complacent, and there's nothing wrong with tiny little percentages of complacency to say, fucking hell, we're busy tonight, thank God we've got a full restaurant on a Saturday. I'm complacent for that period, but then I'm automatically looking next week, or next week's quiet on Wednesday, what we're going to do. Because I can't allow yourself to be in that joyous feeling of success, because success is fickle. Mm-hmm. If you start believing your own hype, you're fucked. I'm never going to be the best chef ever of the UK. I'm a mediocre chef. I'm a mediocre businessman. But the drive is 100%. Drive to be better tomorrow is the one that's driving me. The blank canvas, the white belt, is because I still know nothing in my head at 38 years in the kitchen. Surely then I've got to apply myself each day and each week and each month to be better. I can't think I've got this repertoire of dishes that are all in all these books and I can just keep going back to them. What I say to John all the time, the guys go, okay, we did that. That was a great dish. How can we do the next version of it or evolve it?
But I also think if some of the people I've spoken to, Rory's like this, staying naive as you get older, or getting more naive as you get older. So the more you're in it, the less you know.
And also
that also keeps it enjoyable.
But also vulnerability. Keeping yourself vulnerable. How do you keep yourself vulnerable? By not knowing.
Yeah.
But if you start saying, I know that, I don't know, fuck all. You know, when scallops come, each time they come in, and we're prepping them, I'm still scared to hold one in case I rip it.
Yeah.
But that's because you're not complacent, because you think, fucking hell, I can't do this scallop misjustice by leaving half the flesh attached to the shell.
Yeah.
I've got to make sure I do it justice by getting to the
Actually,
bottom.
Ash was showing me that I was having beers with him, and he was showing me that it was up here, or you text him.
Yeah, it was here.
Was that here? It was here when he came up here.
It was hilarious because I saw it in Spain.
That was it. He was like saying it.
And he goes, why the fuck we not thought about this? Because I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? Just to give
So
context.
basically, it's a scallop shell.
Yeah.
You've cut the scallop, the flat side off. You left the bit at the bottom, and then what you got? You take the roe out and all the skirt, give it a wash, and then what happens when you turn it upside down? It just hangs. So you sit it on the plancha. So it's a Spanish technique.
Yeah.
Sit on the plancha like that, and then the scallop just touches the griddle. But then the steam creates this beautiful cooking vortex.
Yes, that's what you share. Yeah.
And then I turned it over, and I put this little sauce vierge with rose pickle, roses, and all that shit in it. And he goes, for fuck's sake. And we both looked at each other, why? Why haven't we thought of it?
Yes.
But again, because you're looking.
Yeah.
Because you're looking for that new. You're looking for the scallop hasn't given up all her secrets yet.
Yeah.
When you think about that, a scallop's a beautiful piece of protein, right? But what if you've only scratched 10% of what a scallop's available? Because you've not investigated it enough. So we're stupid enough to think, yeah, scallops, pan fried, seared, blah, blah, roasted butter. That's it, I know scallops. What if there's scallops that you've never even learnt about yet or been taught about or understood it yet because you've not studied it enough to say, yes, you can serve it as a ceviche, a tartare, poached, steamed. What if there's something that you've not done yet?
Yes.
So surely the excitement is, I still don't know anything about you yet. I can't wait to explore it a little bit more.
It's naivety equals curiosity equals excitement.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And that's what I get from doing this. It's like a feeling of constant learning.
Because we don't know.
We don't know.
Yes, we've been in this industry a long time and we've had a restaurant 26 years, whatever, but I still know nothing. So if I knew, I'm not saying you'll ever know everything, but the idea is to go into the guise as I don't know anything because that's when the opportunities for learning happen.
Yeah.
So if you're not knowing, you're then looking to learn. So that means you're open to interpretation or ideas. You listen to the youngsters, listen to the front of house team. Oh, chef, if we did this, that'd be better. Oh my God, brilliant idea. Manda's vision is all about the customer service, all about the expectation, mine's in the kitchen, all the discipline with the guys. But then one of them can easily, you have to have an open forum to say, everybody has the accessibility to an idea. And I hate the idea of someone going, no, you don't know, you're a young lad. What if that 19-year-old kid had the missing link to that dish you've been working on for nearly 6 months?
Yeah.
But give them the opportunity to talk about food.
Any examples of that where that's happened? Like a youngster's come in and because you've created this, as you say, this sort of open, vulnerable environment.
It is, but there's not specifics, but there's hundreds of them.
Yes.
In terms of how things will evolve. So I'll say, okay, let's do this, and someone will go, okay, chef, what about that? Let's do this. We need some acidity in there. So acidity back in the day. So we are going back a long time when I looked at acidity, and it was like lemon. But then it's like also grapes and wine and fermented foods, and it was everything.
Yeah.
So acidity comes from many guises.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you're not just looking at the lemon, which is what as a chef you think, yeah, I need some acidity. I'll get some lemon juice on there. Well, hang on, why don't we just use something like apple juice, or something like a little bit of white wine vinegar, and all of a sudden these opportunities open because you're not looking for acidity. You're looking for a specific acidity because that's now umbrellaed into acidity is like the ball, and then all the spider graph that comes off it is all the other acidic things that it could be, like yuzu and citrus, and then you've got like, sea buckthorn, and you've got vinegars, and then you've got all the plethora of vinegars, and you've got the balsamics.
Yes.
And then also even you can get acidity from olive oil. So do you know what I mean? So all of a sudden you get all this mad range. Okay, that really would do. Actually, I think it would work well with pickled carrot juice.
Yeah.
That will really go well with that sauce, Jacqueline, for that scallop dish because it has carrots in already, or sauce. You know what I mean? It's like, so you're trying to open up this opportunity of looking not just down the normal barrel of ingredients, say, let's look left and right and see what else is available. But then opening that into the guys in the kitchen saying, what do you think? And sometimes some...
Yes, that's why I don't like that.
Freedom, innit? Freedom.
Freedom, and that's kind of the Narnia thing that I keep going back to, is that curiosity and just wonder. Like as you said, like that's kind of what I think curiosity is people can look at it. Some people look at this, as you say, like acidity, but as you said, it flowers into this much bigger thing, and that's where the fun happens.
That's where all the fun happens.
I want to go back to the sort of, the least trodden path is the hard path. I feel like people who come here, Gareth Ward, Tom Spencer, they come here and there's this, as you said, there's this touch of Sat that goes into their work and then they create their own sort of being.
Yeah.
What are some of the hard things they learn and can only learn in this kitchen versus other kitchens? How are you different? Well, how's the Sat way different?
I think it's difficult to talk about yourself like that because I don't know any other version of me. So I'm very demanding of myself and I'm also demanding of them because I don't want to waste their time. So my biggest failing is I didn't give them enough time or effort.
Okay.
So if I had you as a chef and you came here with your two hands and your palate and your eagerness and your whole attitude, and I just was nonchalant towards you, and I thought, he's a twat, fuck it. But I've really disrespected your career path. The fact you've come here is enough for me to say, you know what? I really need to make sure you're working hard, working clean, you understand, and then after a certain period of time, which normally happens after about 12 to 18 months, some chefs will take a bit longer, but normally around 18 months, there's a click, and they almost turn into everything that you've been teaching them for that 18 months goes into that. Wow. And then they start getting it. So then they start coming to you with ideas of dishes, but it's in the same vein as what you've been doing. Whereas when they start at first, a lot of chefs will come from where they've just come from, and then trying to, because their knowledge is that, and what they'll do very, very normally is they'll go, why don't we do this and that? And I said, did you do that in your last job? Yeah, something similar. See, I'm not interested in that. I want them to look at scallops, langoustines, as if it was the first time they ever saw one. What could you do with a langoustine if you've never seen one?
Yes.
That means forget everything you know, forget everything you've done. Now look at what it is. So it's a protein, it's sweet, it's fucking incredible. It can be roasted, it gets sweeter, it can be poached, it can be tartared. What do you think will do that langoustine the greatest justice? And you're going to be in charge of, what do you think? And they're like, fuck me.
Fuck me.
But no, but
yeah, I get it.
But that's a brilliant.
Yeah. What are the behaviours or like disciplines? I know you've talked about disciplines that take. So they start here and they end up here, and this is where the click happens. What are some of the things that they need to develop personally to get them to the point where the click is inevitable?
I think it's to do with their journey. Everyone's individual, not everyone does the same. But it's about the discipline. I say is cleanliness, your working methods. The way you see a chef work tells you a lot about how they are in their career. So if you see a chef very beautifully clean, working systematically, everything's like at the right time, almost like a conductor. You see a guy in a violin, everything, notes made perfect. Sometimes they're very systematic and formulaic, but they could miss something that could be a bit maverick. So you almost want sometimes a bit of a scruffiness, because you can train that out of them. But the one that was a bit more crazier in terms of the flair, you don't want to lose that, because that's a bit of magic dust, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't want robots.
Yeah.
I still want your identity as a chef, and I still want you to put your down home on and say, listen, this is me. I've been taught this, but then you're going to work yourself in a way that you feel your section is individual to you.
Yeah.
So you can't have a system where it's robotic, that everyone's got to work the same. It's like when we're changing over 2 sections at the moment. One of the chefs is teaching one guy fish, one of the girls teaching one guy meat. I know so I'm listening to them, I'm not getting involved. I listen to the dishes come up, we taste it, we tweak it. So I'm listening to them and they're saying things that I've said to them, like work clean, whiteboard, da-da-da. But I know that that's them passing on my idea. But they've got to find their own feet before they start doing that, because that's alien to them at the moment. Yeah. So they're so into a new system that they've got to first find their own feet. So normally what happens is you normally tell them to set up how they would have set up somewhere else. So it gives it familiarity.
Yeah.
So you then feel straight away that your section, if you close your eyes, your salt was there, your butter's there, your spoons are there. So you kind of get that bit going.
Yeah.
And then you start tweaking them to work in a more efficient, very small space.
Wow.
And it's loads of tiny things like that. So if you look like the Gareth and the Toms or Genius.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was Gareth like? It
was brilliant. Gareth was brilliant when he started. Yeah.
Starts here versus when he left.
I've always said
that journey.
The one thing I've said, and I think I'll stand for this, is I've never really taught him how to cook. I've probably taught him how to think. Okay, and that's very different.
Yeah, because I've heard you say that a lot.
But that's very different, because I want them to be obsessed with food.
Yep.
I'm not interested in how fast they can fillet a red mullet. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's what we're going to do with the red mullet now.
Yeah.
What we're going to do with it. What we're going to do with that red mullet. So it's quite oily, quite earthy. What we're going to do, classically serve it with a Mediterranean sauce. It's got orange in there and carrots, so it's sweet. What we're going to do, And that's where the thing comes on, the light bulb. I think we should do blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that sounds good. Let's try it.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, that's the thinking bit is, I don't want chefs that are just, I want all of them, when they came through the door, they were individual characters and different levels of skill. When they've left, they're very talented chefs anyway. I didn't give them that. They were passionate. They came here, they spent the 3 to 4 years, they worked their nuts off, then they've gone to fly in their own stratosphere. So I can't take credit for any of them, and I won't do that. They're already brilliant when they started. I just showed them this other path. And by showing them the path was asking questions that they're not normally asked.
What are the hard obstacles on that other path?
On the path they're on here, or
when you showed them the other path, they go down the least trodden path.
Because there's no rules. There's no one that's done it for you. There's no one that's fucking made it safe. There's no one that's gone. If you do that and do that, you'll get that. It's like shit. I don't know. If I don't know, how do they know?
Yeah.
Isn't it? And we all go on that path together.
Yeah.
And then oh my god, we can get to there.
Yeah.
And it's all philosophical and it sounds all a bit.
No, I believe in this stuff massively. Yeah.
But this is how my creative mind works.
Yeah.
Me and Amanda haven't gone down a routine of having a backer, getting a restaurant, working for someone else. That would drive me fucking mental, working for someone else. So, can we get some new cutlery, please? Oh no, you got fuck off.
Yeah.
We need some new cutlery. We'll make it work. We'll use cash flow. We'll be clever with the fucking sales. We'll make sure that the business is looking after itself. And I think also with the transparency of running the business with everyone that's worked here, I'm honest. Guys, it's a bit fucking busy today. Sommeliers. We need to fucking push the wines. We've got a full restaurant. We've had a shit fucking Thursday. You've got to take a certain amount. So by being transparent with the workings of a business, you're working here with me. You can ask me anything you want, any time of the day. Chef, how do you work out what the gross profit is on selling that dish? Or how do you work out the costings? And I work it out this way. Then you got a bit of knowledge. Mm-hmm. Because why am I hiding from you? This is your career. Why can't I give you them little bits of nuggets of information sooner? So when I was younger, I was 22, someone gave me a formula on a calculator how to work GPs out. And it was the cost price times 100, shared by the difference in percentage of tax.
My maths is horrendous.
And then all of a sudden, you got a selling price at 70%. And I was like, fucking hell. So I was just costing menus at 22 onwards, knowing that the ingredients and all the dish cost that. Yeah. And if you sell it to that price, but I knew I was hitting my GP. So little nuggets like that, I would never have been told that if I was working in the kitchen because no one would have known it. This was the guy that worked behind the bar, he's a manager.
Yes.
And he said, this is how we work out costings. And I fucking, and that formula had stayed with me ever since.
Yeah.
But surely you want to pass all that on. It's not just about cooking. It's about running a restaurant in tough and good times. So the good times come. We all know it's all cyclical, our industry. You'll have these great times where everything's fucking going great, you're fully booked and blah, blah. But again, you've always got to have one foot like, it's busy.
What are the business principles? Because that's one of the things about this podcast is much about the business side. What are your 1, 2, 3?
I haven't got that formulaic look at it. I just look at each week and each day. And I know that we've got, say, 130 booked this week. Yeah. I know each chair equals X amount of money. I've got to make sure that we take that money. I know that. But it's so instant. Like, for example, say the first few checks come in on an evening, on Friday or Saturday, and there's no wine pairings on it. So it just takes me to say to the maitre d', chief, what's going on? We need to start, not hard sell, just making sure that they understand the wine pairing's next level. It's going to be fucking brilliant. They're going to enjoy it better. Their time here is going to be better. And all of a sudden you see a little surge. So my biggest fear, if I wasn't here, what would happen? If I didn't be that on it, but the idea is you pass that on to you guys that they will notice. Oh, what's going on here? Mine's not selling. Hey guys, mention it. All of a sudden, mine start picking up.
Is that always that slow, gentle attack?
Yeah, but the trouble is, you start being like, if I didn't do that and we didn't sell hardly any wines that week or that night, then the takings are down. And I'm thinking, shit, what happened last week? So I believe it's that instant. I believe it's that tiny little nuance of a word. Say, what's going on? Just triggers the person out front, because I'm not out front. They're front-facing gas, and you're coming here. Hey guys, first time with us. Oh, brilliant! Listen, we've got 3 wine pairings, perfect to go with your food. If you're driving, no problems. We've got a non-alcoholic one, but offer it. My biggest argument, right, and this is where it comes to business, right? You've got to allow your guests to spend money with you, right?
Got to allow your guests
Yeah,
to spend
you've
money.
got to, because you could have a menu at one price and you could have a wine pairing at one price, and that was it. So you did nothing else. So your minimum you're going to take is that.
Yeah.
So we offer 3 wine pairings at three different levels. We offer 2 menus at different levels. We offer an additional course of a choux farci in game season. So by allowing that, you're allowing your guests to spend money with you, because you're saying, yes, this is it, but you can also have this. And the mentality is, I am here anyway.
It's that whole. This is where we're getting into behavioural science. It's all that choice architecture.
Yeah.
It's like if you give them more options per, and actually a bit of empathy. It's like, you're here, okay, you're driving. What do you give you these too? I think me and Storm went for the full razzle dazzle, which was the bollocks.
Yeah.
I was fucking twisted when I got out of here, but it was good. I ended up in Stealth in Nottingham because I used to. It was just like
Good night.
Fucking good night, and in some golf bar.
Oh, fucking hell.
Mate, it was good fun though. That's fascinating. Are there any other? I know you love Rory Sutherland, and he's been on
Next level, yeah, he's incredible.
What are some? And we were talking before, like you've done these like psychological tricks, or not tricks, but like hacks, or one of those things is choice architecture.
So when you look at our menu now, we've got prelude. So for example, I'm going to tell you a thing. So again, when I look at the industry, I look at what everyone's doing, and it's something I do a little bit of research on my own, just go on the internet and see, like when we did the a la carte menu, right? So I was noticed that, and there's outside of London, there was only 3 restaurants that did at 2-star level that did an a la carte menu.
Yeah.
So everyone's doing tasting. So I'm thinking, if you're doing tasting, I'm doing tasting, the guy in Cambridge doing tasting, the guy in Birmingham's doing tasting, why am I going to you? It's a tasting menu format.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything different. As I got older, I've always loved a la carte. I think a la carte is great. It's little 3 courses, choice menu. You're not there for 3 hours, you're there for 2, and you can go. A nice bottle of red, blah, blah, see you later. Yeah. That's going to be, because I've been here 25 years, that's going to be my clientele that have grown up with me. So as they're in their 50s and 60s, they're not wanting the full tasting menu.
Yes.
They might want it once a year as a regular, but 2 times a year they might want a shorter menu, but they've got a bit more choice and they can go within 2 hours. So what we did is we introduced it in April last year. So I introduced it on the chef's table and kitchen bench only at the 5 o'clock slot. So that meant if you wanted to eat early and you were a young couple with a kid, get back for babysitters, a bit older, eating at 5 is brilliant because you're not eating too late.
Yeah.
You can have your menu, you can be gone by 7:30. We relay that table at 7:30, but it's tasting menu only. So you're getting 2 hits of the cherry.
Genius.
But you're where you're making the loss in the business because everything's gone down, you've now hit it with 2 lots of the cherry.
Yeah.
Offering 2 things.
Wow.
And also, Rory will know this, you can never lower your price for the same menu. What you can do is offer a different offering at a different price.
Yeah.
So when we used to do a 10 course and a 15 course, or a 7 course and a 10 course, I looked at everyone in the UK. Everyone's doing a number. Back in the day when I was
What do you mean by number, like a price or a number of dishes?
Courses.
Okay, yeah.
Why the fucking telling you the number of courses for? Back in the day, it used to be menu degustation, menu surprise, menu gourmand. It was a name. So I went back to names. So we do menu prelude, menu overture.
Yes.
You don't know how many courses it is. So that means when you look at the prelude menu on the left-hand side, and there's a little box at the bottom with an additional course of the choux farci, but then you look at, and it's like that short, with a little bit here, you look there and it's a full page.
Yeah.
For like 45 quid, 50 quid difference, well, I'm here anyway. So again, we sell 90% of the overture, which is the bigger menu, but because you're offering it the way you're offering it, with the right side of the paper, it looks more, opulent.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer, but you're here anyway.
This is genius, like the whole allow your customers to spend money, but it's
How obvious is it though?
It's not obvious. It's not obvious.
Well, it is.
It is, but it's not. And it's like on the behavioural science thing. It's like price anchoring. So you put, Rory talks about why they sell Rolls Royces at yacht shows, right? Because if you've got a yacht,
you can definitely have
millions, And as you say, because you're here to spend money. Fuck it, I don't want to buy a yacht, I'll have that. And it
looks cheap.
It looks cheap, but again, it's like the tasting menu's here, but actually come in, and that again, the context is so important. It's like you've got a kid, you need to be home at 7, or you're little.
You've got a babysitter.
Yeah, you're like
you still want date night.
Yeah, exactly. But that is like I've never sat across someone who thinks like that. To be honest, mate, and it's genius. And then also, I just feel like you're kind of by having that. What's the other one? We did the full shebang.
So you did the prelude.
Prelude, yeah.
So that's like an introduction to RSB.
Yeah.
The overture is everything.
Yes.
And then by changing,
here, everyone wants to go for that big one. Yes.
And what was brilliant is when we did the packages in the room, we call it the triptych package, which is a sum of 3 things.
Triptych.
Yeah, so dinner, bed and breakfast.
Yes.
So it's triptych, 3 things. This was taken from an art constellation. And a triptych is like paintings in 3 parts.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So we did it like that. So by using that word, it was unique to us. So when you say the triptych package at RSB, it's going to be dinner, bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 3 things. It's going to be a set price. You're getting a discount on the room. Guess what? It includes a prelude. They sit down. Can we upgrade to the overture? 90% upgrade.
Yes.
An extra 50 quid per person. But because you're offering it at that package, it's getting them in at the right price point because they're looking for a bargain, because everyone is. Money's tight for everybody. We all know that. It's a real shit climate out there.
Yeah.
Wait, we can go to RSB, fucking hell, midweek, 500 quid, dinner, bed and breakfast for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Once you're here, you know what, we're going to upgrade to the overture,
Yeah.
and we're going to go for the wine pairing. All of a sudden,
Yeah, the
you've allowed
relationships.
your customers to spend money with you.
What are other ways you've done that? Because I could talk about this for days. I love this shit, mate. It's so
But
interesting.
things like the choux farci, we've got a little ball of cabbage with chicken mousse, foie gras, truffle, partridge. And again, it's £35. It's a supplement. But again, within this, our maitre d' and the front of house, the way I don't want hard sell. I hate the idea of shoving it down your throat. I think it's fucking rude. I don't think restaurants benefit from it. You'd feel ripped off. It's subtle. Oh, we've got the prelude, overture. We'll go for the overture. But I really want that choux farci. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you go prelude, share one? So you downgrade them, but they're still spending an extra 35 quid. So it's reverse, but they're still getting another dish.
Yeah.
So we wanted a unique wine list. There's a wine list you can have which is traditional for the ones that want the list. But this is a creativity where you say, it's an emotion. So if you say something like rich and opulent in whites, it's going to be the burgundies, it's going to be the white burgundies, the Chalamet, whatever it is, the beautiful, the creamier wines. So you have a mood. So as you flick through the wine list, you go for crispy, clean, right through to fruit-driven, right through to creamy, right through to light reds, mysterious, then through dark and dirty almost. But as you know your style of red, you will start, oh my God, look at that, and it's got pricing on it. But the idea is it's a flow, so it's like a feeling.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously, as you say, the crisper wines, and again, I'll put this on the screen.
And the colours are all different.
The colours are all different, so it's like this.
So Hannah did it all, and she got it to a T. So the idea is, as you're reading a wine list, instead of looking at a list like we all do, but how do you make it unique for RSB? How do you make it that? How do you add that creative element?
You said you guys did a lot of creative things. Like, what were some of those other things you did?
Well, even the menu, I'll show you later, that we've stopped doing the doodles now on the menu.
Yeah.
So the idea is you'd get a menu, which was like the 15 or the 10 course, and each dish had a doodle on it, which I drew, and then that would give you almost an evocative idea of what it's going to look like, but a sketch. And then when you look at it, oh my God, that's the dish. Yes. So it's trying to connect the artistic, creative aspect to the literal, where you're going, oh my God. But then you're still trying to make sure that the dish itself over-exceeds because your expectation's high. So what you got to think is like, yeah, I can't wait for that bloody beef cheek or whatever it is with the oysters, whatever it is. But then when you eat it, you go, fuck me, how do you get so much flavour into something like that? Because all I've got from you as a guest is your anticipation and expectation.
Yeah.
If you've not eaten it before, you're only going to search your history of where you've had that dish or something similar before. How do I exceed it? I've got to make it more punchy, seasoned perfectly, really exciting to eat, but depth, layers and layers and layers of flavour. You go, fucking, I've had this before, but never like this.
Yes.
And that's the skill of the chef, of the chefs.
Yes.
How do we get it to something so small be so intense? And that's where the skills of cooking comes into it. Because I'm competing with every other restaurant in the world, aren't I?
Yeah.
So when the guest walks in here, it doesn't matter to them what we're doing in there, and they want to be blown away. So the guests that we get are true travelling foodies per se.
Yeah.
But why else would you come here? It's a fucking shithole.
It's so good, but I don't know if it adds to the juxtaposition of it. Because I feel
it's
like
wild, isn't it?
It's what I can't describe. Like I've been, it is all those things you've said. It's just wild, and it's this. I don't know. It's that feeling.
There's an energy.
Yeah. I think describing it as an organism that you sort of just keep moving, keep kind of like just pushing.
Just tweaking it. Just keep.
I think like
just keep chipping away at it.
So what is? So I believe that you can become more creative.
Yeah.
I really believe that. So I say I write a lot. I write every day,
absolutely.
and I feel like almost. I know you go gym, tonk motherfucker, right?
Yeah,
but you know, like say you're doing bench press,
Yes.
and you do like say you get to like 10 reps and you're fucked,
Yeah.
and then you got a spotter who helps it up, and then you do a bit of a drop set, and it's almost like that progressive overload. What would you say that is in creativity? Like, how do you push your guys?
So I look at it different now because using the gym as an analogy, right, is a very good idea. So whereas I would do, say, max weights, wherever they were, bench press, and you could smash it, and you were solid, and you could do it clean form. Again, technique driven. You don't want to rock. You want to make sure everything's stable. You're grounded, and you did a beautiful rep. But as you get older, you don't need to do the heavy weight. You just need to perfect your technique. So as you do less reps or less weight, do it stricter. Have a little rest at the bottom. Squeeze out. So you're tweaking your mental state with the training, but also with the work. So your creativity doesn't have to be like fucking wild now. You're almost honing it in to say, I really need to put a lot more creativity into that area because I think the customer's experience could be better. So then Amanda will come into that because that's her forte. But then it's, again, going back to expectation. Because you've got a creative mind, that means you've got to be fucking wild. It means you can then hone it to a certain dish, a certain style, a certain minute, a certain season, a certain element of a dish, a certain nuance, like the pizza.
Yeah, that was bang.
But again, it's an ideology that's born from trying to be uniquely different, not for the sake of it, to give you something gustatory that says, fuck me, you won't believe this, right? Halfway through the meal, they take you out to this little pizza hut, you get a glass of champagne and this pizza's cooked a la minute to order by this brilliant Anna, or one of the guys, and you're just sitting there going, what the fuck's happening here? I've stretched my legs, I'm not sitting at the table 3 hours, I've had a bit of a rest, I've walked around.
Well, the bit I liked about that is there was another couple. I don't know if that's
even better.
But there were two of us. So then we were discussing the meal.
Exactly.
That adds to the magic. That adds to the connection.
Because it's connection.
It's connection.
Restaurants were always about connection.
Yes, mate. It's so the way you think is so genius. Sat.
But it's not genius. It's not having the clouded judgment of having a mentor, because you're free.
Yeah.
You can think freely.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably my biggest attribute, because I was allowed freedom. And we've built this business on freedom because we can do whatever we want whenever we want. There's no one telling us what we can or can't do. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And imagine a business where it's tough out there, I'm not going to lie, you know that, but you still have freedom. You're not got, you haven't got that shackles on to say, oh, I really want to do that, but I'm held back because I don't know how I'm going to pass it through the board.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Fuck that.
You'd be screwed because
that's why with this it's like, because I work for a company where we had a board.
You can do what you want.
And I was like, do whatever the fuck I want when I want. I don't want investors. I don't want any of these things. I'd rather make less dough, but I can do whatever the fuck I want.
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
You've hit on the head. We run this business on a model where we don't need a lot of money from me and Amanda.
Yeah.
The reinvestment is crucial, and the staff need to get paid really well. And we do the 4-day week since 2015. Yes, you would have lost some money, but the investment was so good that return was greater.
Yeah.
So they are loyal, they stay with you 3 years, they grow with you, you put them through the exams, through the W sets, you see them grow, you see them fly. So I've always said, if you're ever going to leave us, never go sideways or down, always go up. So I'll help you. So I've been with you 3 years, I'm like Charlie, one of my boys is back now. He goes, oh, chef, I've been here 3 years, I really want to...
He was saying that, yeah.
He went to Benin.
Yeah.
And that was a text to a friend of mine who works in something. Yeah. And he was there a year, 18 months, then he went to Amsterdam. Now he's back as a senior, but to see him grow as an 18-year-old when he started, and now he's got all that beautiful knowledge of travelling, experiences, now he's an asset, and now he's part of the senior team that he's running the kitchen with us. That's a joy to watch.
Yeah.
To see people flourish and grow as youngsters that have a dream of one day hopefully having their own restaurant. But this is a blank canvas to them because they can ask me what they want. They can ask me, oh, chef, how do you get the deals that you do? How do you work on supplier run?
So when you say deals as in?
See, I love deals.
Go on.
I love fucking deals. I love dealing with suppliers. I like to do barter.
Yeah.
Because I'm from that era.
Yeah.
So if something's costing me, say I'm going to get spring lamb and it's like £21 a kilo for the loin, I'll say, okay, I'll take 100 kilos. I'm going to prep it all, get it beautifully sealed in the freezer or wherever I'm going to put it, or for that season, I'll fix the price.
Yeah.
So I'll get £19 a kilo. But I guarantee I'm going to take 100 kilos. They go on then. So I'll save fucking £2 a kilo. That's massive.
Yes.
You know, caviar, you know, I don't use caviar now.
Why?
It's just the biggest scam
Go on.
in the fucking world, right?
Go on.
It's all farmed, which we know has to be legally. It's all probably from the same place in China. But it's on every fucking menu. It is so overrated. I've banned caviar since March. And I've not used it. Because it's no longer... I will use it again when it becomes the star of the show. Now every dish is a beautiful dish. Say you've got some beautiful asparagus. That should be the star.
Yeah.
Now you had a big dollop of caviar. You've lost the identity of the asparagus, and that's now become second rate. The star of the show was asparagus. You've just smothered it in caviar. Then they're like, oh yeah, that was nice. The caviar, wasn't it? Bollocks. But every restaurant's using so much of it. It's like truffle. So I banned truffle and caviar in March, so I'm not using it until it's in its peak.
Why would you not use truffle?
Because, again, speaking to a legend like Pierre Kaufman, and I had a brilliant chat with him one afternoon. I go, chef, when you were like in the kitchen, and even now, when is the best time for truffle? He goes, white truffle, now, November, December. White truffle, black truffle, January. So I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you don't use it until that's when it says it's peak, it's ripest. It's available from October, November, and they're on all the menus. But, again, going back to, you know, I've got brilliant suppliers like Wiltshire Truffles and N25 Caviar. I'm not slagging them off, but they have an obligation to tell us when they say it's peak. So if you're buying it out of peak, you're buying an inferior product just to put it on the menu. And then I'm taking the piss out of you as a guest because I'm not giving you the best truffle. When I put it on in January, they'll be the best truffles I could have afforded at the best quality. You're going to have it as a celebration of truffle. How obvious is that? You wouldn't serve shit fish out of season. Why would I do that with the truffles?
It's I love that because also what I'm picking up from you as we're getting deeper into this conversation is you've got all this wonderful creative freedom, energy, generosity, but then the other side is this sort of hustle, working class deals. Like what have you? And actually, like Rory Sutherland says, I know the best MBA is either being a kitchen porter or working in a newsagent. I know you worked in newsagents.
Dad had newsagents.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason he says this is back to back to the thing. Actually, no, I was speaking to.
What's MBA?
MBA is like a fucking wanky business. You know, like basically what cunts got. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, but I'll take that bit out. But it's everyone's so I've gone MBA. So you do them at Oxford. Basically, it's after university you go on MBA. And it basically it's meant to teach you about everything about business, everything. So you do it, and then you basically either go and it's just a wanky thing, basically. Yeah. The reason Rory says kitchen porter or newsagents is because so often in business you see things in silos.
Yes.
So it's like, I just do accounts, or I just do marketing, or I just do supply chain, or I just do...
They don't talk to each other.
Well, yeah, they don't. But when you're in a newsagent growing up, you see everything.
We say it like this, because this is ours, you see everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the two biggest areas of a business in a restaurant is the phone, so calls coming in, and the booking system, and bills going out. So if you can control them two.
So, meals or bills?
Bills.
Bills going out, yeah.
So for example, say I'm in charge of purchasing at the restaurant. So what I do is I've worked out for each cover how much we've got to spend on you.
Yeah.
That's your limit for that day, for that week. So if we've got 100 covers and say it's like 20 quid, just let's make it up. You've got, what's that, 100 people, 20 quid a head, what's that, 2 grand? Whatever it is.
Yeah, my maths.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Say it's that. That's your limit. So I'll give John a budget. Got 140 book, 150 book this week. Your budget's £10 a head. That's what you got. So his goal now, because he's what's the word when you're competitive?
Yeah.
He wants to go under.
Yes.
He don't want to hit the target.
Yeah.
Stop giving him a target.
Yeah. Genius.
Calls coming in. We don't have calls coming in because everything's online. Calls coming in is where you lose and get most of your bookings. So, for example, someone rings, like you'll ring the restaurant. Hi, I'd like a table, please. Sorry, fully booked. Oh, I got it now. Sorry, mate. Boom. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah.
The reason you rang was because you want a table. So I've got to give you a table when we haven't got your table you want, but I've got to give you opportunities for other tables.
Allow them to spend money.
Yes.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, I haven't got Saturday night, but I've just got a table this Saturday lunch just come available. But I can do it 2:00. I'll take it. How obvious is it?
It's
so obvious.
It's
I never lost a sale.
It's uncommon common sense. I think
That's a good one. I like that. I've used that before.
Yeah, I think uncommon common sense.
Because you've sold the table.
Yeah.
It's no good ringing someone saying, I really want to, and that's where arrogance comes in. That's where successful restaurants get complacent, going back to complacency, because they think, well, fully booked, mate, fully booked. Ah, fuck off, twat, dickhead, fully booked. Hang on, I want to spend money with you, fucker.
Yeah.
You just said no. And that's what happens with, there's a thing called the receptionist. It could be a dentist, doctors, or a restaurant. They think they run the fucking restaurant.
Yes.
And then what they do that. Hi, I'd like to book a fucking filling. I want to book a dentist appointment. Sorry, fully booked. When's it? 3 months. I know if the fucker that owned that place answered that, he would squeeze me in because that's fucking 300 quid. The power they think they've got. So they need all retraining.
How would you retrain? Because this is a really important thing.
See, the way you can go...
I think this...
Okay, fine.
Another thing, again, because it's only because, like, another thing Rory said is why have we lost the ability for people to pick up the phone?
Because they're fucking...
And Amazon, Amazon, you can actually still pick up the blower.
Yeah, I know.
And which is fucking wild.
Yeah,
but like, the other day I got stuck on... It's just the most infuriating thing, being stuck. And then obviously some dweeb picks up the phone and like, and it, it just...
But it's not... They're so far removed from the business owner's
Yes.
model. And the business owner is in business because he wants to take money, create a business, make profit, pay the suppliers, pay staff. It's the basic necessity, right? But you ring a doctor's surgeon or a fucking dentist or a restaurant, and the restaurant's busy, and you ring them and say, "Oh, really like table for Thursday, please, next week." Oh, almost like they're pissing themselves, laughing at you. I'm sorry, fully booked. Have you got anything now? Sorry, thanks. Hang on, whoa, stop. I want to spend money with you. Give me an opportunity that's a different day, that's as close to me becoming one of your clients and taking my money off me.
Yeah.
I'm not ringing you because I want to see how the fucking weather is.
Yeah.
And I think this is so infuriating when I see it, and then me and Amanda always use the same terminology: doctor's receptionist, dentist receptionist. That's the mentality, because they're so far removed. So yes, one way is you could give incentives, but fuck incentives. That's their fucking job.
Yeah.
Pay them well.
Yeah.
Look after him. Tell him how important that call is.
Yeah.
And then the second part of that is the spending of the money. All these guys are accountable for anything they spend. Why bought that? So all them as an account, I get to sign off, see what they bought before I say yes. Mm-hmm. They're not allowed any credit cards because I've got it, so I'll give them a credit card if they want to buy anything. So you're controlling the expenditures and you're controlling the calls coming in. So money in, money out.
How is like the booking, like, is the online systems now? How's that changed things for good, bad, and ugly?
In fairness, being brutally honest, you probably want a bit of both.
Yeah.
We open the office from 10 till 4. That's for someone wanting a query.
Yeah.
We don't take the credit cards over the phone because we want to stay away from that. So it has to be done online. So there's a level of security, because I don't want that on my head.
Yeah.
So you will have to book online with your card.
Yeah.
£50 deposit, nothing crazy. But that just gives the security to the guests and the security to us that no rogue member of staff is taking credit cards over the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit. But the idea is you want a bit of both. You want someone that's fed up on the internet, can't get through. Hey, I'm really struggling. We'll talk them through it. Oh, thank God. Thank you for getting us through.
That opens up another thing as well is, allowing people to spend money, but opening up who's going to spend the money. So if you've got an old couple, they want to get on the blower.
Yeah.
Some young...
I don't know how to use the internet.
My nana was trying to book here. She doesn't know what the fucking iPad is. Do you know what I mean? It takes
then
about
we'll
10
make
minutes
sure
to
that
open
someone's there to help them out.
Yes.
To walk them through it.
Yes.
But everything's gone that way. But if you look at it from a busy place, I'll still ring restaurants, and a lot of it might be on Open Table or wherever it's from, but you can still get through. So, you got a table next Thursday, and the really busy ones I find are the ones that are sometimes the most snootiest because they're just so complacent. So you've almost got to that guest is bringing some fucking fuel and money to your business to keep it going.
Keep the organism moving.
Yes.
Mate, this is sick. So back to the newsagents.
Yes.
And your old man. What was your relationship with him growing up?
Yeah, it was hard, very hard. I had a really hard upbringing. I was working from the age of 10, 8, 9, 10, whatever it was in the shops. And I can't knock it. It gave me a work ethic. That was brutal. I would go to the shop in the mornings, do the paper rounds with him, do the rounds.
How many shops did you have?
Yeah, most he had was 3.
Yeah.
But the one I used to work at was the main one.
Yeah.
And then I'll do paper round, go school, come back at lunch, relieve my mum so she can have a break, have my dinner, go school, back to the shop, finish at 10. So I used to do paper round at night as well. So it was something from the age of 11 till like 16. Don't begrudge it, brilliant work ethic, but he was a hustler, you know, he was absolutely on the ball. He knew in the shop what everything was, and he had a really sharp eye. And I used to see deals all the time, like guys coming in for cans of beer, didn't have the money, but you'd charge him a bit extra next time they came, sell single cigarettes at 10p each, so you're getting like an extra quid a pack. So, you know, I kind of grew up with all that kind of around me, yeah. And I think with restaurants, so the way I look at it, right, you've got a restaurant, I've got a restaurant, we're doing the similar amount of covers. You want my business as the butcher's here.
Yeah.
He wants our business.
Sorry, we're both, the butcher's there, we're both competing.
We're both competing for, we're both using.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But I'll say to him, okay, I want to use this much beef this year, I want a fixed price. You're just buying every week. So I'm already an advantage, aren't I?
Yeah.
Because I've looked at it long term as a business. I've looked at him like me. How would I want, you know, if I had a guess, imagine this, right? If I had a guess and say I'm going to spend $5,000 with you a year, can you offer me anything in advance? Yeah, I'll give you 1 meal free. Because I've guaranteed $5,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a little
No, but mate,
no-brainer.
it's getting this. That's what we've gone into. The creativity's up here, but the underworld is all this beautiful hustle. And
The reality is the business. Without
Yeah.
the business, you've got nothing. The
Yeah.
creativity is great, but not on its own.
Yeah.
You need them to feed off each other. You need the money coming in to fuel the creativity, and you need the creativity to fuel the money coming in.
Yeah.
So it's completely cyclical.
What other lessons did you take from the newsagents? A la like it's the MBA.
Just work. It was
Just
so
constant
hard,
work.
yeah. Cash and carries. And you know, also I thought you can work very hard at a very young age. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's about applying yourself. You know, I had no choice. I couldn't go, I'm not going. It was your family. I had no choice. And I always remember this is probably the hardest reality I learned, but the most beautiful. So I worked for 1 month solid because my dad went to India. So me and my mum would open the shop. I looked after it, went to school, did that, whatever, for a whole month. He came back and bought me a bike. So I was like, oh my God, Christmas night, I've got a bike. And he goes, don't get too happy. I've sacked 2 paper lads. You're now doing their run. So the joy of the bike was so great, but then it was whipped out from under you because now I'm on wheels. I can do more work. So he saved money on 2 paper lads because I never got paid. So you think about that logic, it's genius. Isn't it? When you think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm family, you don't get paid. You're the son. That's your dad, that's your mum. You've got 3 sisters and you work in a shop. But I thought, fucking hell, I've got a bike and I always wanted a bike. There's a rally from Nottingham.
That's the prime example of you as a kid. Creativity feeds the business, business feeds the creativity.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
genius.
it's probably a lesson I learned very young without knowing.
Yeah.
But then when I hustle with caviar, you know, I'll hustle. Back in the day, I say, listen, I'm gonna buy 50 kilos off you. 100 kilos this year. I want a fixed price, and you know they'll say, yeah, okay, but don't tell anyone else. Of course, I'm not gonna tell anyone else. I'm the benefactor. You know what I mean?
So true. Yeah, it's so true.
You can probably not do it as much, but there is ways. You know, like I'll hustle. I'll barter with 3 or 4 different fish suppliers for the same fish. You know, I'm getting some turbots. One's 39, one's 32, one's fucking 29. I've got to then look at the quality of each one. Is that guy reputable? Is that one better? And then probably go for the middle one because I know it's going to be guaranteed. But the boys, because the thing is that you don't learn as a young chef is you've got buying power.
Yeah.
But you don't know yet. Because you just times what you spent that week times 52 or 48, that's your budget with that fishmonger. And you're going to say, you know, I want to spend quite a bit of money with you. There's got to be something you can shave off here. We're all in business. There's nothing wrong with bartering.
Mate, so fascinating that the sort of the business side. What else have you learnt? Any other principles you've learnt about hustle, the subtle art of hustle? Because I think
hustling is probably innate in everything we do. Like, you know, when we looked at the 4-day week, was a perfect example. So I worked out, me and Amanda worked out, it's like, we're all looking for the same staff.
Looking for the same
Same staff.
Yeah.
We're in this situation where we're all doing this 5-day week. We're all looking for the same members of the team to join us as that restaurant, that star, 1 star, 3 star. So there's a pool of talent, but we're all not offering anything different. We're just saying, do you want to work for us? And I hate that whole fucking concept of, yeah, they'll work for you because it's all bollocks. You've got to offer them something. You've got to offer an incentive. And the incentive was, we are going to open a 4-day week. I'm going to offer you a top salary and you are going to have 3 days off. All of a sudden, we never have to look for staff again for that period, for that 3-5 years. Because what they realise is I can do 5 days a week there and I'm getting something similar to what I'm doing for 4 days, but I've got 3 days off. So this is where psychology kicks in. Back in the day, you could do a 4-day week, but the restaurant could open 6 days.
Yeah.
So say you're on the fish, right, and it's your day off.
Yep.
You know someone's coming in tomorrow to do your section, to cover you, and then you're coming back in 2 days' time. First thing you do on your day off, your last day off, is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, say you're with your wife, your kids, or whatever it is, you start worrying about tomorrow, like, has he made me that fish sauce? I know I'm going to text him. Chief, what we got in tomorrow? Have you made that fish sauce? What's my mise en place list tomorrow? So you're no longer off. You are mentally at work now while you're off. By closing, there's no one can do anything. You finish on a Saturday night, you're not back till Wednesday. No one's on your section. No one's running your prep kitchen. You have now got complete freedom in your mind that you're not going back till Wednesday, so no one's on your section. So psychologically, you're free.
I was going to say, because you may be, and that's so true, like physically free versus psychologically free.
Because you're halfway through your day off, your second day off, you're already thinking about work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what you tend to do is, I better text him to see whoever's on my section. What's in tomorrow? What do I need to do? What's my prep list?
Yeah.
You've already got anxiety.
You're not getting a break.
No, of course you're not. But that means your 2 days now is 1 and off.
So you almost look at the competitor set and say, right,
to,
that's what these guys are doing.
We're all in the same boat. We all got the same suppliers. We all got the same, methodology of running a business. Well, no, we haven't. I've got friends that have got multi-million-pound backers. They don't give a fuck because they haven't got to worry about it. But you know what I mean? That's how it is.
Yeah.
I think being slightly afraid each week, walking into work, not knowing what's going to happen, keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
And I think you need that nervous energy to run a business. Because without it, again, the words we keep using, complacency, comfortable. They're okay in small doses. But you start utilising them a lot, your nervous energy disappears, and then you lose the edge. The edge is, fucking hell, I don't know how we're going to get through this week.
The excitement of it as well.
It's exciting, but I think nervous energy is a good word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I think nerves and excitement are kind of two sides of the same coin, and you can flicker between the two. It's interesting. So Storm and I, when we came up here beforehand, we were doing all our planning for next year, and we basically looked at our P&L that we'd done, and it was like fucking squeaky bum time. Right? It was like red all the clients and sponsors we'd lost. Yeah. And we were thinking, fucking, it was kind of, and you know what we're talking about these, when I get on to these shortly, is when you look back, I hadn't looked at that since a year ago, and I was thinking, oh my God, that was a roller coaster going down, but that nervous energy was like, right, we need to sort this out. Yeah, and then, we ended up doing a deal with Uber Eats. So it's just like, it comes out of, but that energy and that fucking...
But I think it's out there in the ether.
It is, yes.
And that ether then hears it, and it gives it you back, because you've put it out there. You've put your nervous energy out there.
And it gives it back to you.
I think it gives it back.
Okay, so
I believe that.
I believe. So I want to talk about creativity and where it comes from. Have you ever heard of Rick Rubin? He's a music producer.
I have, yeah, of course I have.
Yeah, he's a fucking G. Like, he did Red Hot Chili Peppers, Adele. Like, it's not amazing. And his whole thing, he's got a book called The Creative Being or something, and it's all these little parables about how to be creative, and it's beautiful. But one of the things he says, and it kind of does link to does electricity go through the pylons? That's a really stupid thing to say. Yeah, okay. But he basically says, like, creativity is like this electric force, right? And it's a bit like, the frequency of when back in the day when you're like trying to tune into the radio, it's like zing, 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 and you tune in. And he basically says it's this energy and fucking force all around us, and the job is to basically open yourself up to allow the creativity to come through. For you, do you believe you go to creativity, or it kind of comes to you? Like, how do you think about those?
I think it's in the ether. I think it's there.
Yeah.
You can probably go into it and out of it as you please.
Yeah.
sometimes you have a mental block and you know that it's going to be all right because you know that eventually you'll get to the right place.
Yeah.
So you're trying to think, if there's a sticking point of the business or a dish or whatever, I do know that in a matter of time, and I don't know how long that time is, you'll find the solution. So that's probably come with time over the years.
Yeah.
So whereas before I was really desperate to think of that creative gene or whatever you want to call it, it's like, I've got to think out of the box, where that's no longer there. It will come.
Yeah.
It will come back. It will work itself out because you're thinking in that vein. It almost like bleeds into it and just comes back.
Yes.
So it's a different feeling for myself than the frequency. It's more. It's probably just thinking out of the box. It's thinking differently. So hence me doing all my research is, why is everyone following this path? Why is everyone doing the no a la carte? Why is everyone not thinking of changing the menu from 7 and 10 course? Why is everybody not allowing the guests to spend money with them? So when you start collating all of that information, it's a lot of it's what is. Why are they not?
Yeah, it's almost like you study why everyone's zigging and then you zag, and it's
it's almost like why. The sheep analogy is the one that's most infuriating. Why does everyone just follow that? Why does everyone just do that? Why doesn't someone open like in Nottingham, right? We've got another restaurant, one of our boys. He's got the same Michelin-star restaurant, but he should open when we're closed.
Yeah.
He should open Wednesday to Monday.
Yeah.
Because we're closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He should open Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mate, it's uncommon common sense, mate. But it's
that's
so
here's your business model. When we're open, let's not compete. You open when you open. I'll open when we open, and we hit the whole 7-day market. But you can't tell anyone that because they think they don't know what you're talking about because it's like, well, no, fucking hell, Saturday night's busiest night. Well, make Thursday night the busiest night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate, it's mad. Let's pull on that thread a bit longer. Is there anything else you think? Again, sort of that zig versus zag thing, like when you just look at what's going on and then you're like, right, I'm just going to go and do something completely different. It doesn't have to be about the food. It could be, anything really.
It's like, so we don't open lunches. We only open Saturday lunch. And again, trying to concentrate where the business can make the revenue, it's like, why be a busy fool? So instead of opening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so we will open now, chef's table and kitchen bench, Thursday, Friday, lunch, which we used to do back in the day. And what that does, it capitalises on a really good market for small table. We're here anyway. They can spend money with us anyway.
Yes.
So it's I'm going to get all the staff in.
Yeah.
I just open it for an exclusive table. They feel special because it's only for them. The boys and the girls look after them in the kitchen and the sommelier. You feel like $1 million because you've got your own private table in the kitchen. And it's a cost of premium. But that means we're not killing ourselves trying to do 30 covers for whatever it is for an a la carte menu on a Saturday. Saturday's the only day we open lunch, and it's again, we offer the a la carte on a Saturday, again for them that want it. But again, majority probably go for the tasting menu. But again, it's looking also at your access points. What is your accessibility route in? So now our accessibility route is £145. But then we twisted it again. Now our accessibility route is £50 a head for breakfast. So a few months ago, we now open for breakfast for 3 tables.
Mate, have you heard of the Pareto principle, which is like it's this really interesting. So it's like it's the 80-20 rule. So it's like 80% of your revenue or happiness comes from 20% of your activities.
Okay.
So like oftentimes people won't even realise, but they'll wear like 20% of their clothes, 80%.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, and it's the same with making money. It's like this. Yeah. I'll send you.
Okay, cool.
Send you. Really fucking interesting. And you basically look at your business, and there's almost a long tail of, as you say, being a busy fool.
Yeah.
And I'm like get so excited by new stuff, and that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yeah.
But like, why the fuck are we doing that, mate?
This is amazing.
Like at one point I was like, right, I'm going to create this thing where we produce hundreds of other podcasts for other people, and then Storm was like to me, he was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because that stops me having this conversation.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the money that was coming in. It was literally fuck all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we're trying to do is like sever the tail of the snake.
Exactly.
And I suppose that's what you're doing. It's like 3 tables for breakfast, 50 quid.
Yeah, but guess what?
Once people are in,
but guess what? That's 47 grand a year.
Yes.
For no extra revenue on staffing a little bit of ingredients, but you've nearly made 50,000 on your bottom line.
Yeah.
For fuck all.
And then you probably upsell them if the experience is
and then
really
they
great.
can have champagne, they can have Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
So the cost for breakfast is £50. There is add-ons once you're here, but that's up to you. If you're driving, you can have a coffee, unlimited. But the point is, you're looking at your business from a really, again, looking at it from an opportunity point of view. It's like, breakfast is like, now, the entry level now for a 2-star restaurant, it's 50 quid. I can go for a 2 Michelin-star breakfast, and it's expensive, but it's world class. And it's 2 courses, you're going to have your starter, then your main, and you have whatever you want. And you're sitting in this lovely environment, you're being looked after by the brilliant team, and you've got these 3 tables, and we had a table of 6 and a 2 on Sunday that booked in externally. So we can do 7 bedrooms, that's 14 covers already. So there's your 7 tables gone. We've got 11 tables in here, so we can do 4, but we just keep it at 3. So there you go. You got your fucking extra revenue for no extra cost, but you're offering something unique that Nottinghamshire hasn't got.
Yes.
Or the closest one to us, if you look at it even further, where's the nearest 2-star hotel? It was Le Manoir.
Yes.
There's nowhere else. The nearest north is Andrew Fairley's.
Yes.
There's nowhere else.
There's a mate. It's mad. I love doing these because you just unearth all these unexpected things. But there's a real business. There's like an MBA here.
I don't know. The business bit is the one that keeps me the most aggressively active.
Yep.
The kitchen bit's easy. That's the creative. The business bit is the one that if I take my foot off this is the one I'll shit myself going, fucking, I never saw that. Why didn't I see it? Why the fuck am I sitting here waiting for this shit to happen when everyone else is doing the same? I've got to attack. I've got to change. I've got to move. I've got to pivot. We've got to do something because it's not working.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get to that point, things start, ideas, and we brainstorm with the guys. Okay, guys, what we're going to do?
What are some of those monsters that just came out of nowhere?
I think the a la carte. We haven't done a la carte 15 years.
Yeah.
We haven't done it.
No, but I mean the monsters that you like that you.
Well, when business is shit and you look at what happened. I noticed business dropped off after the Ukraine war. I can look at my figures from 2007. I've still got all my Excel sheets, and I fill them in every week. And I fill in the covers, and I fill in how many covers each section, how many 3 quarters, and I do that religiously every Wednesday from the following week, and that keeps me on my toes of what's happening. So then I looked at the drop, and I noticed the drop. COVID, as you know, was a honeymoon period, and then the war kicked in, the energy crisis kicked in. Everyone shit themselves. We never recovered. Restaurants never recovered. So what you got to think? Okay, there's less people out there. They're still coming, but how can we take more revenue? And these are the things that keeps me awake. To think, like to give you an example, right? You can't just put the price up. It's shit. People go, fucking hell, 50 quid a head more. So what you do is you go, here's your 7 course, here's your 10. I'm going to rename them, add a couple of extra courses, put them on 50 quid. Not one person glitched. That would generate 140,000 a year.
And that was just the renaming.
Renaming.
Genius.
But it's not genius, it's being proactive in a very hard environment.
Yeah.
Because I can't put the price up at 100 quid a head. Because people will, they won't pay. There's a limit what you can charge for the value and the perception and the preconceived idea of how much it's worth. And that's why I think people have got to feel value for money. Hence, as what we do here, the course in the garden, the last one in the kitchen, having the cigar hut afterwards if you want to drink. You don't have to have a cigar, you can have a drink in there afterwards with a coffee. So you've made it more of an escapism. So there's actually lots of things to do here rather than just sit at a table for 3 hours and then go. So you've made it an adventure.
On that note, I want to talk about the systems of sort of the magic. So I went out, had a cigarette, Andre, to the cigar hut. And obviously I've had had a couple of beers and sat out there, fucking bang, the wine had come out. I was like, I'm gonna go for a cig, and then walks me to the hut. Yeah. He's like, oh, do you like? I do. He's like, do you like 90s old school hip hop? And I was like, I fucking love Wu-Tang Clan, all that stuff. And he was like, oh, you look like you like that. And then suddenly out of the blue, Biggie Smalls comes on, and I'm like having a cig, like I'm a G, and I'm in this hut, and it was just like the sickest thing ever.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But I know, and I've sat in the kitchen this morning, like there's a lot of sort of systems behind the scenes that facilitate this sort of magic. you know, you've got sort of cameras where you can see what's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
yeah.
What are some of those things that, like, almost if we want to go backstage? I feel like this is a theatre, as you
Yeah.
said. What backstage? What are the things that people won't notice to create that?
It's difficult, you know, because they're all been amassed over a long period of time.
With you.
So they're tweaks. They're tiny little tweaks over a long period of time. And the tweaks are going to be significant enough that it's the customer's expectation that you're addressing. It's like when you walk in now to the restaurant, into the bar, and this is the front door. There used to be, and we look back and it's like, what the fuck were we doing? And it's just probably because the way we were. You'd open the door the opposite way, and it would straight onto this fucking, like a high bench with a book on it. So there was like a barrier.
What do you mean? So wait, so you walked...
As you walked in the front door,
Yeah.
it used to open the other way. So the door would open
Yeah.
almost facing the toilet.
Yes.
And then there would be this block of wood in front of you, which was like a whatever it was, like a fucking desk.
Yeah.
With a book on it, said, hi, can we help? So Amanda's been looking at it, she says, that is shit. Like, it was been there for whatever. And it was purposeful. You used to have a phone on there, you'd have a little book on there. When we used to take bookings by phone.
Yeah.
So when we stopped taking bookings by phone, she goes, it's just so shit. Because we want the experience to be, if you're staying over especially, is if you know when you go on a holiday and you're going to a resort and you go, they take your bags, they sit you down, they give you a drink, and then you fill in the little form and they say, hey, welcome to the restaurant, here's a little drink on us. But then the door now opens the opposite way, so it's open.
Yes.
You're opening to the restaurant.
Yes.
And she made that lovely little desk. So when you look at it, it's lower. You sit down, someone's there to greet you. There's a bell. So if you're there, table 2, this is for the guests staying over.
Yep.
You press the bell, someone comes and takes your bags to your room. This is Mr. and Mrs. Jones. So these kind of tiny little journeys, because Amanda loves role play in the restaurant scenario of guests coming in, one's a bit awkward, how are we going to deal with it? So she plays that a lot to make sure that they get used to crazy questions or crazy requests. And there's things we will do and things we won't. For example, if you check-in's at 4, the leeway is 3:30. Anything before that, we're not ready. We've got to hoover, we've got to clean.
Yeah.
So you're coming into a half-set theatre.
Yeah.
So there's options here. You go, oh, how are you going to deal with that? Guest walks in, it's 3:05, we're not ready for another hour. Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, can I just drop my bags off? Yes, you can, but we're not ready. So you got to deal with that scenario, right? So it's how you deal with it. So you say, of course you can, but I'll tell you what, you can either sit in the hut and get your drink, or why don't you nip into town and get your taxi, and check-in's from 4:00, you can get it about 1:45. So you've addressed all their words they're looking for. Say, why can't we come in now? Why can't we get here? It's 3:00, we've travelled 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want is to upset someone that's on the way to have an experience with you. So you've got to match their expectations with information. And the information has to be given in a nice, clean way so there's no misinterpretation. Because if you came with your missus and you've been excited to come and you've been years ago and you love it here, but you've missed on your confirmation, check-in's at 4, and you've had a horrendous journey from Wales, 5 hours, you say, fuck's sake, it's only an hour, let us in. So there's got to be things we can address. Like, it's sunny, why don't you get in the garden? Let's get you a drinks list. Check-in's not till 4. So you're trying to manage expectations all the time. And that's part of the restaurants. That's what restaurants do. But it's how you do it. It's like, someone came the other day that they had a walking stick and a wheelchair. We didn't know, but you've got to be clever. You make sure that no one's in the restaurant's going to make a fuss. You move the chairs around quickly, everything's done. We've got these chairs like this. But we also ordered 6 without these. Because there's going to be larger guys, larger people.
Yeah.
So once they're in the lounge, you see them, you know what table they're going to go, you swap the chair around. So as they walk through, they sit on a normal chair without them being embarrassed.
It's just empathy. It's like real...
But you're here to, restaurants is restoration, isn't it? That's what it means.
Yeah.
Looking after people.
Yeah.
Feeding them, making them feel nourished to go on their way. So if you look at it, the base instincts of a restaurant, yes, you can be fucking arrogant, you can be this. You've got to manage expectations. Like, especially if people haven't been here before, they don't know what to expect. So by being friendly, a smile, a welcome, you're automatically on side. If you're like, sorry, is your name down? And you're like that, and then they go, yeah, I don't know, my secretary booked it and it's not their name, you're already fucking alienated as soon as you walked in.
Yeah.
And we've all had it. It's happened to me and Amanda loads of times in the past, where you've gone to a restaurant and they don't even fucking want you there.
Oh, it's the worst. I mean, the ones I hate about that are these sort of East London. I was talking to my mate about these East London fucking bakeries, right?
Oh, really?
You've got these hipsters, and they look at you like you're just a piece of shit who's walked in. And I'm like, I'm not going to say the company, but there's loads of them in East London. They're all like wearing these things and like stupid hats and shit. And you basically get put. They're like, I'm like, can I have a coffee and a croissant? And they've got a thing of croissants at the front. And I was like, do you have that available? And she looked at the thing, going, no, clearly not. And I was like, oh.
They shouldn't be in our industry.
They shouldn't be in the industry. And then I was standing there waiting for a coffee, like, say they're making the coffee service. She goes, can you wait out there? So then I'm waiting out there like in a pen of, like a little sheep in a pen of fucking hipsters, yeah? I don't want to be there. And then they just call out your name, and the whole thing was just...
It's like they're doing you a favour.
It's just, yeah. And I'm like, I'm giving you my money.
See, this is what going back to the fucking dentist reception.
Yeah.
Like, if the owner was there and the owner was the business mind behind it, he'd love people coming to his coffee shop, bakery, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The arrogance doesn't match.
That is so interesting. Like in East London, there is this sort of arrogance to the restaurants. It's like, yeah, you're coming to me, man. Like it's just like,
I think that's probably just youth.
Yeah. I think there is that kind of that. I get that kind of energy. Obviously, there's some absolutely stunning and wonderful places, but there is that kind of curtness, and it's fascinating. What are some of the? I just want to push more on Amanda's role in this side of things, because I think it's what you've said there is. What Rory and when I had the podcast with Osh at the Devonshire, Rory, Osh talks about silent irritants and silent pleasantry. So silent irritants is the door. So it's stuff that you don't even know. Oh, the bigger lad with the chair. That's a silent irritant. And you can't even get your arse in. Do you know what I mean?
And you alienate that guest because you want a trendy chair.
Yeah, exactly.
But what about human body shapes?
Restoration, sorry.
Yeah.
What are some of the other sort of silent irritants that you sort of pick up from more of the front of house side of things?
I think that's because Amanda's a silent. She doesn't do any podcasts. She's not on anything because she doesn't want to be, and I think that's brilliant because she just wants to be running a restaurant and enjoying what she does. But her knowledge is world class. She sees things that we don't see, so she will always put the customer's expectation first and see what is it that they were looking for, like the way you're greeted. Like, we'll go to the car with an umbrella if it's raining, so they can walk in and time it. So you're listening out for the gravel. So if the car pulls up, they're going to be getting here about 4 o'clock for guests that are going to check in. So there's someone around 4:50, 3:45, and you hear the gravel. That means the guest is expected. And then you can be ready for them. So if it's raining, run out with an umbrella. The rooms, they're really equipped. So little things that I would never know. Like having a cable that can measure a hair straightener to a mirror.
What? Hang on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of hotels, they reckon, is being designed by men. Because a lot of the things don't work, like a hairdryer, straighteners, because there's no mirror. So what women do is attention to detail is they'll put a mirror near the plug socket, so the length of the cable is perfect for doing your hair or your makeup.
Common sense.
Yeah. It's a tiny little thing. All these things like that, and what's in a little box in the cupboard for your guests is like a lint roller, something else, the things that you'd probably need, like a sewing kit, whatever it is, that you think, a little bag of tricks that we would probably wanted once in a hotel.
Yes.
But just have it there as little things and tools that you need. You know what I mean? A torch, and in case it has a blackout or whatever it is, it's like all these little things.
They all add up.
Yeah, they all add up.
And what about on the role play side of things? Because that's interesting. Because I believe like what you practice in private, you're praised for in public.
Yeah.
So it's like all the. It's like the rugby at the minute. I saw a thing on Instagram of I kind of follow rugby from a distance, but there was the try that they scored against Argentina, but then they literally showed the next reel along was them practicing it in training, and it was beautiful because it was just like that. So you see it when you're watching it, and they get praised in public. The geezer puts the try down. You're like, wow, that was genius.
Shows the practice.
Because
I think that's not something that's probably done enough in restaurants, because you're just left to your own devices. And I think the training aspect is something she's really big on, because she believes that in awkward situations, especially when you're put in them, there should be a really good get out of jail clause where you can manage out of it because you've trained it.
Yeah.
If you haven't trained it, you go into back foot and you go into panic mode, you start making shit up, you start using words that are not yours. You just flounder. By floundering, it looks incompetent because you're the guest going, oh, you don't know what you're doing, do you? Whereas if you've actually been in that situation where you've had a tricky moment, by practicing tricky moments...
What are some of those?
It's like, for example, like look, the way the table's set, right? So we have this rule, because it's a multi-course menu, if you have the tasting menu.
Yep.
There's got to be a point where you know, as the sommelier, that glass goes there, but you need a bit of space when the fucking plate comes out. So if the sommelier is clued up and he's noticed that the glass is probably a little bit too close to the way your plate's going to go, the idea is they should automatically move it before the plate comes. So then it just goes slip, because nothing worse doing this. So you're trying to move these little rhythmic nuances without anyone knowing. But this is what you're trying to look for. To say that's an issue, and we know it's an issue because you don't want to be standing there with a plate, then start redecorating their fucking table. So collectively as a team, because the sommelier is going to put the wine down first or pour the water, he knows a dish is coming out. These are things you should be looking for.
Yes.
So just to make the transaction really slick, not rearrange everything.
It's rhythm. What you said, that's a beautiful word.
It is,
like, it's because that's what I felt. There's this kind of...
It's like a flow.
Flow. Like I was going, just that sort of... But not like... And this may what I'm trying to understand is it didn't feel stuffy.
It can't.
I don't understand
because it wouldn't suit us. Because of our background.
Yeah.
And the reason I used to call it working class 2-star was just a piss take, because you want it an accessible restaurant.
Yeah.
Regardless of accolades. So, for example, we know people have saved money, it's a special occasion, it's a serious fucking investment coming to a restaurant like this. I don't take that lightly. None of us do. That's a serious commitment you've made to come here. So when people have like stayed over last night, or they're coming for lunch now, or whenever they're here, fucking hell, you give them credit because they've made the decision to eat with you. That's something you can never take lightly. Mm-hmm. That's a privilege. Mm-hmm. So you've got to give them, you've got to practice, like you said, all the moving parts so you become really efficient without being, because stuffiness is insecurity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an illusionary veil for
just
security.
An arsehole, so, hang on, what happened to hospitality? What happened to thanking us for being here? And don't get me wrong, if it's a rude guest, short shrift, they're not going to deal with that, which is very rare. But majority of people, 98% of the people, 99% of the people want to be here because they want to experience.
Yeah.
Give them the experience that you've practiced at.
Yeah.
That you've become really good at.
It's mad. I wanted to go back to the heart attack.
Yes.
If that's okay.
Yeah, of course it is.
Like you stared death right in the eye, and you said it changed you. Like, so from what you were in the gym, I
was at home.
Are you at home? Oh, sorry.
So I had my trainer with me.
Oh, you had your trainer because you're fucking, as you said, you're fit. Like you do go to the gym.
I've trained all my life.
Trained all your life. So take me to sort of the zenith of that.
So yeah, training with Nick, my trainer I've had for years. We were doing lunges in the garden. Felt this massive pain. About 11 minutes past 11. Thought it was muscular. I was doing lunge walks with 2 30-kilo kettlebells, and I just thought, fucking hell, Nick. I remember leaning on the bin, and I was like, fucking hell, this is hard. Because it's a good weight, and it's hard.
30 kgs?
Yeah, it was just the lunges.
Yeah, that's mental. That's a lot of weight.
But I was like, fucking hell. So I just thought, muscular. Carried on. And then Amanda was in the kitchen. It was locked down. Nick went. I was having a shower. Going to have a shower with breakfast. Shower. Went to Sainsbury's.
In pain?
I just felt this pain here and here.
Right.
So very strange. Never had it before. Like a bit of a dull sensation. Nothing major. I had a whoop on. So I've had a whoop on for 5 years. And then I felt this pain. She goes, let's go to Sainsbury's. I went to Woollerton Park, which is not far. Went for a walk. Just felt short of breath. I thought, something's not right. I don't know what it was. Just thought it was, again, probably overdid it. Then I felt this pain. Sorry, then I got home.
How long? What's the time period here?
Probably 3 hours, about 3-4 hours.
Quite a long time then.
She goes, oh, why don't you lie down for a bit? So it's about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She took me to bed, and I was like, I can't lie here, it's fucking shit. So I go down. John comes around, and he goes,
go down here?
John come to the house.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
To pop in, because we were closed, weren't we? So lockdown.
Yeah.
He goes, how you doing? And he goes, you look like shit. He goes, do me a favour, when you wake up tomorrow, give me a bell, just in case you don't make it, like laughing. So anyway, so I'm not thinking anything of it, and then I feel a pain in my arm. So my sister's work for 111. So I rang her, she was just ring 999, don't fuck about it. So I rang her, and the next minute, paramedics turned up and said, do you ECG, put some spray on your tongue, and said you've had a heart attack, we're going to take you in. So I'm thinking like overnight bag, I'll be out tomorrow. And then they took me through, did an angiogram where they put the dye in your arm. And they realised I ruptured an artery and it blocked, so I had a blood clot on it. And they had to do, what they call it, blood thinners to see what the damage was before they could operate. So then in that time I'm asking them, I'm like this, by now the pain's gone, I'm just fucking like this, normal, don't feel anything. And they goes, it's quite serious, you've got this. So I was okay, what's the three, what's the options? Because you've got three. One's a keyhole, which you have to get to London, but you're not travelling. One's something else, and one's something else. One's open heart surgery. So it's okay, fine, I get that. So I'm ringing Amanda, we can't come to the hospital, but she did. And they let her in. And so on the morning, the anaesthetist comes in, says, I want to do this tomorrow. And this is your surgeon, so one top surgeon. Okay, so I was like, take it all in stride. Everything's cool. And then on the morning of the surgery, they goes, it's about 5 o'clock. They goes, see if your wife's going to come. I goes, what for? She's going to surgery at 10 o'clock. I was then, so I didn't know how fucking serious it was. I think you might need to call her. So she came, and then we obviously had a little chat together, which was brilliant. Sent me down about 10. They said, you should come around about 5, and they'll keep Amanda posted. But I didn't come round till about 9. And then I just remember this fucking thing in my throat, and I woke up, and they said, and they rang Amanda and said, he's through. He's come through. So that was it. I was in hospital for about 10 days.
What did you say to Amanda when you had that chat?
I was cool about it all. Even now, I don't fear death. I think because I've had such a great life, career, we've been together for a long time, so we've had a brilliant journey. I just know how precious life is, but also how fickle it is. So you've got to really grab it. And it all bleeds into all my beliefs now. It all bleeds into that. That's probably why I am the way I am. That's probably why I've got this mindset. That's probably why I'm creative. It's probably why all of these things are all accumulative of who I am as a person. Do I want to die? Of course I don't. I want to live? Yeah, I want experiences. I'm healthy. I've looked after myself. I train. I eat well. I don't do anything too excessive. But this is a journey, isn't it? And it's very short. So let's grab it and let's kick the fuck out of it as far as we can.
Yeah.
And really do something really well. Hence, if you're going to do that, do it really well. If you're going to do that, do it really well. So if I want to run a restaurant, let's run it the best we can. Let's have no regrets. And that's the driver.
It's almost, there's a Stoic quote, I think it's Amori Fati, which is, I probably butchered that, but it's being aware of your mortality is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I think.
Because it really forces you into fucking like being in the moment.
Acting into action.
But also like appreciating the now. Like we've had a few friends, like family friends, who are kind of in pretty horrific conditions over the it just kind of happens, as I've just sort of I'm 32 now, but they're kind of as you just get older.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, like he was super fit.
But you don't know what's around the corner.
Don't know what's on the corner, so be in the now. So what?
Also, then from that, the one phrase I use a lot is the biggest gift I can give anyone is my time.
Yeah.
And that's for all of us. So forget your fucking gifts, forget your presents. If you go to someone's birthday, you going is the biggest gift you've given them, is your time.
Yeah.
Because time is so fucking precious.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
And do they say, do you think like this constant attack thing, do they know what caused it? Because if, like, because you were clearly fit, like...
Oh, it's hereditary, genetics and Punjabi heritage. We all suffer from high cholesterol.
Oh, really?
It's genetics. But also probably my lifestyle from a chef from all these years.
Yeah.
Early years of drinking and all the shit used to go with it, late nights. So it's all accumulative, but it's what I do now. Now I know the information that I know. How can I enjoy the next chapter?
So when you wake up, 9 p.m, hospital bed, eventually come around, you've got this thing in your neck. How's the SAT changed from going in versus going out? Because I read something, you said it has changed you.
It's a difficult one because I don't feel I've changed. I think what was difficult was the brain is a lot stronger than the body. That I realised, because my mind was saying, get up, do shit, but my body couldn't do it. So going home for the 6 weeks, 8 weeks after, I had to keep moving, but my body was fucked. So I lost like 16 kilos in like 10 days. So I was fucked. But because you've got muscle repetition and memory and all the rest of it, you slowly start building yourself up. You understand your brain is trying to make you move and asking a lot from your body. Body couldn't reactivate, couldn't respond. And it's a humility, you know, it's a beautiful feeling, because you think, well, I'm human. And you realise how mechanical and how you're made, and how you are machinery, biological, mechanical, mental, psychological. So you're a mixture of everything. And you've got to be realistic in your mortality and say, you know what, I was fucking lucky. I've still got this time, I'm still healthy, I've still got what I love, I still love what I do, still got my wife, still got my job, still got all the things that I love, my friends, and I'm still doing what I always wanted to do. I've not changed anything.
Yeah.
The change came after, when I said I want it to be quieter, and we changed it. So instead of doing the 250 covers a week, we went down to 120. We reduced the staff, we reduced the covers, we reduced the opening times, and everything just went shh.
Do you feel happier now?
Absolutely. I think contentment is a beautiful thing. And content is being content in all parts of your life. And that's what we all strive for, and that's why there's so much mental health and everything, with people finding out, I'm not happy, And a lot of it's down to childhood. You know, I've had therapy for 12 years. I know exactly who I am. I know how I get triggered, what makes me act a different way if I don't get certain things. And I know that they all trigger certain parts of my makeup, because I've done a lot of work on myself. You know, one of the things I did, which is going back to when you said white belt, I took up jiu-jitsu 2.5 years ago. And the reason is completely going out of the box. The frustration working in an environment like this, in the kitchen, where you're telling people what to do, you become a mentor. But the frustration is they can't always adhere to what you're asking them to do. So the frustration is, fuck's sake, how hard is it? So I go, I know what? I'm going to go back to something I'm really shit at, which is jiu-jitsu. So then I started at jiu-jitsu. I'm dog shit. But you learn empathy because your trainer is telling you to do something you can't do. So you're frustrated. So it hopefully puts me in a better mindset to deal with people that don't know what they're doing. So good. Because I don't know what I'm doing again.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in your field of expertise, it's a piece of piss. You fucking do that, cook that. It's become blasé.
Yeah.
What it's done is made me go back and say, fucking hell, people will struggle to do this because it's really hard. Jiu-jitsu has taught me that it's a journey. It's not a destination. It's a journey of trying something, becoming better through repetition, through reps, to hopefully then make you a bit more human, to understand how people struggle in a professional kitchen.
Yes.
Because my coach probably struggles with me when he's shown me something 5 times and I still can't get it.
Mate, that's just such a wonderful philosophy, that kind of empathy and grounding and humbleness.
I think you need it. You need it, because when you get to a certain point in any career, you become really half decent at it, because it's like 10, 20, 30,000 hour rule, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But you can't ever forget people will struggle. And as soon as you remember that and you put yourself back in the struggle, you realise, fuck me, I'm really bad at this. And then you're frustrated, and then you then get fucking wound up, and then you're pissed off. But then forget all that. Just remember why you've gone back to doing something from scratch, because you want to know what it feels like to be not great at something again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And 100%. But I've never heard anyone, as I said, you have this kind of, as it keeps going back to uncommon common sense, but it's just, I've never heard, because I think there's an ego thing in this as well, where
of course there is.
When people get to the, and
that's something you've got to keep in check all the
Yeah.
time. Ego could be, you shit cunt, fucking arsehole, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not, We're not all the same. And as soon as we remember that, we're not all the same. And we all have different learning capabilities. We all have different patterns on learning. And we all have different ways of understanding, are you physical, practical, or mental learner, Yeah. I thought I was a practical learner for years. I thought, show me I wasn't. My jiu-jitsu coach, Carlos, he goes, you're an actual physical learner. You've got to be shown.
Physical as in you've
got to do it.
Okay, yeah.
Practical is I can read about it.
Yeah.
Practicals are, you show your demonstration, you do it. I need to be shown. So because you're a practical learner. Because I never knew that. I only found out when I was 53 years old.
Wow.
That's mental, isn't it?
Mental. That's mental. We're going to come on to the books and I want us to explore jiu-jitsu more. But so what was the pain you were in that led you to go to therapy?
I think it's childhood. It's all trauma.
So
for all of us.
Can we explore that?
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
What was that?
Well, it's childhood, growing up in a household that I did, having a very strong-minded father, abusive. But you learn from that. That was the way he was brought up. So you can put everything back into its box once you realise you're a manifestation of whatever that was, and none of it was your fault, that you're actually a byproduct, and your traits as a man are dictated by your youth.
Yeah.
And your upbringing, your childhood, because it's all trauma. But as soon as you understand that, it opens this fucking door of wisdom. It's like, I'm not fucking mental, I'm not deranged, I'm not abnormal. It all makes sense of the pattern and trajectory I've had in my life is why I ended up where I did.
Yeah.
And then you start to unravel it, and it all makes sense. So my biggest thing is with all my friends, and I've always said it, and guys in the kitchen, you see them struggling, let's get some help. Get some fucking help.
Yeah.
Because that's their job, to pull that shit out. Because what you do, you bury it, and it's fucking buried deep. And sometimes it's so deep, it just needs a little string, and then this shit comes out, and then you just fucking out. There's this relief you feel, because you start to understand your makeup. Because all we're doing is questioning ourselves all our lives. Why did I feel like that? Why have I done that? What makes you do that? What makes you have that extra drink on a fucking night out? Why do I...
Yeah, I mean, I had to go and do it for like 3 years, because I had a bad, just partying problem, just get on it all weekend, and then...
But it's always excessive behaviours are caused by excessive traumas.
Okay.
Because it's all related. It's all related from the product here was manifested here. So you've got to go back to understand the trigger points of why.
So what were some of the things?
So one of them for me was because I lost out on youth because I was working. So mine was always wanting to stay out late, always go out, always fucking be the last one out, last one home. You know, when I was a younger lad, I've been here since I was 28. We used to go out on a Friday and Saturday night, get home at 5 in the morning, go to work at 8 in the morning, 3 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Because I lost so much of my youth from working. So I was chasing something that I didn't need to, but I hadn't had to. And then it realised the damage it probably has done later. Like, what the fuck are you doing? If I knew now, I'd have let that go. But you had to go through that to get to here.
Yeah. Fascinating. Any other sort of things you learned about yourself through that period?
It's just your makeup of who you are. Why, I'm very competitive. I don't know why. Don't know where that came from. Then you realise that because Dad was. Jiu-jitsu's hard because he used to pin you down. So when I get pinned down now, I have this fucking horrible period of I can't move. But then coach goes, just breathe, shut the fuck up. Breathe. And you start learning to deal with pressure.
Yes.
That is traumatising initially. But then when you're put in that situation as a man, you revert straight back to that fucking feeling of helplessness. But then you realise with help, with a coach, with fucking life and who you are now, you can get through it now. So it's all good. No one's going to do any fucking shit to you. You're going to get through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why everything's cyclical.
Yeah.
Everything always comes round and you become the better version of yourself and you understand yourself and you keep pushing and the push is never to push to the end. It's just not to give up.
Yeah, I also think there's a sort of Taipei people. There's a, do you know the restaurant Cole in London?
Yeah.
Infuse Santiago. His story is fucking wild.
Yeah.
I think he lost his granddad, mum, and maybe dad all in the same month when he was 14. Mate, came to London, had 40 quid a day, couldn't even go on Hinge dates and shit, wild story. And some people say, oh, you'll never be satisfied. It's never enough. Or why do you keep pushing? Or just relax.
Yeah.
And what we sort of came to the conclusion with, and I kind of agree with this, is that's wrong for a lot of people say that are the ones who sat on the sofa doing fucking
relax, chill,
eating quavers. Do you know what I mean? Fuck off. But there's an actual element of peace and improvement.
Yeah.
When you look at something like how can I make this better, I find peace in that. With my writing, it's how do I go?
It's therapeutic, isn't it?
It's therapeutic. There's it makes you very present, and I think it's really interesting when you say sort of that competitive thing, because I think there is kind of we sort of, the narrative of competitiveness is this like, fucking get after it. But actually there is a kind of a beautiful piece to it and energy to it.
But the thing with the competitive nature, which is very strange as well, and I didn't notice this until someone pointed it out, all the sports I do is individual. Table tennis, badminton, snooker, not paddle. But I don't play any sports, team sports.
That's so interesting.
Because I use that in here.
Yeah.
So I've utilised all my team sportsmanship in there. So anything else I do, squash, badminton, whatever it is singular competitiveness against myself. So all I'm doing is trying to compete with myself to be better. But that's someone pointed out randomly years ago. So how come everything you do is just you?
Yeah.
You never play team sports like football or cricket or because I've got no want to.
Mad.
I've got no want to.
Talk to me about Mama Bains.
Yes.
Because I saw the truck outside it. So what was she like in the role in the sort of the fabric of you growing up?
She was there. Obviously, she was the matriarch of the house, and she worked. Mum worked. Got 3 sisters. Mange, my oldest sister, was kind of like the mum as well because she looked after us. So mum was always working. You know, we had a household, had shops, businesses, and I think it was a busy. Again, Punjabi households are quite noisy.
By that you mean
because of the culture.
Right.
There's a lot of us in a community in Derby. So my dad had 4 brothers. You okay? Yeah, go.
Yeah, go for it.
So my dad had 4 brothers, and then they had their wives.
Okay.
We all lived in my grandma's house. So there's probably like 18 of us.
Yeah.
And then we all separated and went off to our own houses. So there were 6 of us in our house. And then we all used to live in an area where the community was very big in the Punjabi community. Dad was the oldest brother, so a lot of them would come to our house on the weekends. So there's a lot of like nephews and cousins and all that shit. So it's quite noisy. It's quite funny because when I meet up with my sisters, the noise level goes up like that. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck yeah. They're so noisy. Because again, 3 sisters, 2 quite close in age, very competitive. So there's always that.
So my mum's one of 3 Scousers. So they're three sisters, Scousers. So our Christmas is just like fucking hell, it's fucking crazy, and they're like they're lunatics. That's fascinating. And what is the Mama Bains thing? Because that was what's
so
the
we did
that?
We did that in lockdown. We still have a place in Derbyshire that does some of the products.
Right.
And then we're looking at other venues at the moment to have a look at it. So it's on the bit of a back burner.
Right.
But it's definitely out there.
And that's like is that like another way to make money, essentially?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Or like what allow customers to spend with you at like
absolutely, yeah. But it's also a very authentic look into my upbringing as a Punjabi household. But again, it's quite difficult to explain because the food you get that's Mama Bains' food is that like Mum's food was like Punjabi authentic.
But describe what that is.
So you wouldn't get this in a restaurant.
Okay.
So yes, it's called a aubergine curry or chickpea curry, but it's not like what you'd get in a restaurant. Because that's more like Gujarati, Pakistani.
Yeah.
So household food is very much home style, but it's passed down from mums and granddaughters and daughters. So it's almost like this really traditional curry, but you wouldn't necessarily recognise the flavours so much as an Indian restaurant. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So culturally, like, what do most people misunderstand, you think, about the Punjabi households? Or so I know you've talked a lot about like this.
Punjabi household, it would be more to do with. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, because I've heard you talk a lot about this sort of immigrant mindset, working your nuts off, tits off, whatever. Like, but I'd love to understand what do most people misunderstand about that from your perspective.
Well, it's a very close-knit community. Normally, families are always congealed in a regional area. Yeah, like we're Derby, so I had all my relatives there, and the East Midlands and Midlands. So a lot of us, uncles, aunties, brothers, dad's brothers, dad's nephews, dad's cousins, all that shit came over in the 60s. So my grandparents came over in the 60s, and my mum and dad came over in the 60s as well from India. Dad was in Malaysia, so he came over when he was 14. Mum came over, she was like 8, went to Bradford. So she's got like a bit of a northern accent, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
And they had arranged marriage at 16 in Derby, and then obviously first child at 17. So again, it's all traditional, quite repressed. the way it is, the way your culture, because obviously as a community, you're an immigrant, so you have your own communities, and then obviously you've got to work within the environment of the UK. But because it's England, it was part of the Commonwealth, it was a way in for a better way of life over here.
Yep.
So they adapted very well to the British culture of working hard, you can earn, Dad's got businesses, and he played the system to his benefit, you know, where he did half decently well. But the community is very loyal to each other. The Gurdwara is like the meeting pot for the temple, the Sikh temple.
Yeah.
The Gurdwara is where a lot of the communities all congregate on a weekend.
Yeah.
So you're brought up with like religion, tradition, all the things I fucking hated.
Yeah.
And then I met Amanda in a hotel restaurant we worked at together, and it was across the road from the dad's shop. So he had a newsagent. So the restaurant was there, just opened, and then one of the night porters told me, Dad, "Oh, Sat's done well, he's seen one of the fucking managers." And then that was it. It was all game over then, because obviously being Indian.
Yeah.
So then Mum found out and kicked me out of the house. So I got kicked out at 18
Yes.
with a couple of black bin liners full of clothes. I turned up at Amanda's house going, "Can I move in?" And we only just met each other like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And she left home at 16, so she was very independent. She's like, "What the fuck's this guy going to do here?" Like, Jesus. So that was it. Game over.
Wow.
So again, so it's kind of like, it's probably like that cultural from the other side, isn't it? Like, I'm Indian, because she was white. I got kicked out because who knows what you're going to do at 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, of course.
You're just a kid.
Yeah.
But best thing that ever happened, because it meant I could cut my ties, didn't have to work in that fucking shop anymore.
Yeah.
And then,
I could actually use your bicycle for good things.
yeah, exactly. And then moved in with Amanda. Then I got sacked from that job because I was shit. She carried on. Then we moved to Nottingham, where Amanda's from, and then we worked. And I think it was always remember this moment. We were driving. I don't know how we were driving. Had a shit Orion.
You had a what, sorry?
Shit Orion, Ford Orion.
Yep.
And I was coming back from Mum's when I was about 24, 25. So it was a few years after it all happened. And I saw this fucking car like that. It's like going past us on the right side. There's a BMW, like a fucking 5 Series, like slick, dark blue, night time. Looks immaculate. And I'm driving this fucking shitty red Ford Orion with Amanda. And I looked over and I was, fucking hell, when's that going to be us? And she says to me, like, when we're 30. She just said it like that, just like confident, knowing that we just got to work really, really hard. And the world's your oyster, isn't it?
What do you like spending money on materially?
I like spending money on... It's interesting, actually, because I do love things like sports gear. Like I like Lululemon, that's my favourite training gear. New Balance trainers, really good Japanese whiskey, some beautiful wines, and cigars, right?
Yeah.
So they're the normal bloke things. But I've done a few times now where I've done a curfew on myself, where I'll say I'm not buying anything for a year. And I've done it because I've got enough clothes, right, for every season and every sport for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
So I try to, every now and then, just goes, no. And I like to put that on myself where I say, I'm not spending for 6 months on anything. And it just resets you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm a bit bad like that. Like,
Yeah, it's just on a whim, innit?
Yeah. I was in so like I've got quite an addictive personality. So
Yeah, I have as well.
I've
Yeah.
got like I've ended up buying these fucking P600 Nike trainers, and I love them. And I started like looking at all the different colours, and I went into the shop. Oh no, I was just yeah. So I was like, I was like, what are you doing, mate? I ended up getting so many trotters that I don't even have enough days of the week to wear them. And I went into this store. I was like, just had to finish the meeting. I was like, I'll just pop in. Next thing you know, they're very good salespeople. They're like,
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
They're like, darling, you look amazing.
They're allowing you to spend money.
Yeah, they're like, darling, you look amazing. I was like, oh, I can fucking rock these. And I literally, I felt so bad. Like, I put them on the thing. I was like, they look fucking shit. And so I was like, what? You're just going to blow another 120 quid on fucking trainers you don't need.
The thing is, as well, with that, it's therapy. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's short fix.
Yes.
It's the endorphins, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Then you're like, oh, what have I done that for?
Yeah, 100%.
So
Let's talk about this meat on doodle. Because so just to give some context for people listening.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what this is. I know we had about... There's about a pile of these...
There's probably about 60, 70 of them over the years. So what it is it's a beautiful little book. And I like writing. I love doodling, writing quotes or words, ideas, sketches. And the idea is, I feel that once it's out there. So I try not to have anything left in, if that makes sense. So I need to express myself somehow through this.
Okay.
So it could be a word, it could be like a line, it could be like I'm working on dishes now. So like here, ideas for midsummer 2025. So like September.
So how long is this? How old is this book?
This is probably about 3 months old.
Okay, cool.
So again, you draw, write, you put the date in. So I didn't used to put the dates, and I thought, shit, when did I think that? So now I always got the date now, so I can have a reference point. So there could be like little things that I'm writing, or sketches or drawings, and sometimes it could be like a little doodle, which is what they're called, but that would have lots of significant information on it, enough for me. So if I went back to it, I remember where it was, and it could be a new idea for a dish. It could be an idea on where the menu's going, what direction we want to go in. And I think by having it written, it just helps me with my mind process of logging stuff. It just helps me work better.
I also think creatively, you've got to let your subconscious go to work.
Yeah.
By getting it out of your head, and then you like sort of this whole idea, again, this Rick Rubin talks a lot about this, of letting the ideas sort of marinate and breathe energy. I think when you get it out, put it there, it allows it to go to work.
Yeah, then it's like sitting there, innit? And then
and then you open it and you're like, and then you come back. But also, I think when you go back to an idea, it's like reading. It's a bit like, so if I've read a book, I'm trying to think of an example. Like I remember I read 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss when I was like 20, right?
Okay.
I reread it last year. Same book, I'm a different person.
Really?
But
it means so much different.
It means so much different. So it's like you may write that down in April, or like you may have one of those doodles from 2017.
Yeah.
This is pre-heart attack. This is pre all this other stuff. You
be a different person then.
You go looking back at it, and it gives you this whole new energy. That's why I think it's really important to capture these things.
And because my first passion was art when I was at school, I would have loved to have been an artist. So I loved art at school, and I loved kind of like Rothko. I loved kind of like contemporary art, minimalist. But then for a while, I was actually using. So I've got some books here. You can have a look later.
Yeah.
Which are all contemporary art. So I would actually, instead of looking at inspiration at other chefs, I looked at art and I replicated art images in food.
Mate.
So it is mental.
That's so sick.
It's fucking mental.
I really believe different inputs equal different outputs.
Yeah.
Again, so if you're looking where every other chef is looking, you're going to get the same
you're all
shit.
getting the same shit.
Yeah.
So this way I kind of got some really original ideas. So say there was like a beautiful red circle that Anish Kapoor did. And I did it where it was a beetroot jelly with beef tartar underneath. And you'd cut it, it was all dusted, and we used to put the card of the actual picture first on the table, and then the dish would come out. So this is inspired by Anish Kapoor. Wow. And then people go, fucking hell, this is mental.
Yeah.
I just love the whole connection between creative art and creative food. Because you can do so many things where the idea is unique, because it's not come from the normal genre that you're looking at, like seasonality, grouse, watercress, blackberries. But then all of a sudden you've got a unique view. Oh my God, that could be the new grouse dish, which is just a purple sheet of jelly. Then everything's underneath it.
And it's the sort of case, okay.
Oh, we did one years ago called caliginous. So I looked up on the dictionary. It means like coming out from the dark. So one of our friends in Singapore, Andre Chang's got a 2-star, and he was doing a whole movement on this art piece. And I said, would you do a dish?
What was it called?
Caliginous.
Yeah.
I'll show you it all.
Yeah.
And it was almost like from the dark to the light, or something like that, right? In a forest.
Yeah.
So I thought, that makes a lot of sense. So I did a deer tartar, like a venison tartar, with loads of lichen, oak moss, mushrooms. So all the forest floor, but it was a black sheet of gel on a black plate.
Yeah.
But when you cut it, all the red and the flowers came out. Wow. So it was the light going from the dark.
That's so sick.
So when I read that, then I did it as a dish on the menu.
That's so sick.
And he did it in the restaurant in Shanghai.
That's mad. So it's almost this really looking kind of obscure places.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? The John Hegarty guy. Originality comes from obscure sources, which I really like.
I think looking at art, especially abstract art, you're so opened up to a new field of thinking.
Yeah.
Because you know the food's going to look unique because no one's ever done it, but you've got to use your skill as a chef to then layer it with the ingredients and the balance.
Yes.
Because you've got this beautiful new look. Before we go, I'll show you all the dishes we've done that relate to art.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll whack some pictures and then we can whack it on the
cool.
thing. So just quickly on this and on the doodles, is there any specific examples from here that again we can snap up and whack on?
There's
this one here. Yeah.
So this one is the new duck dish. So again, just that looking at that makes so much sense to me because I love the way.
I would have had that, right?
You would have something similar, but this is the new version that we're working on this week.
Okay, right.
So this is not on the menu. So that makes some. Because again, I love angle. So just looking at that, it kind of appeases my sensibilities of visual because I already know that's going to be toast, soft, crispy watercress, as in acidic, a lovely juice. So I know what it's going to look like and taste like, but I've just got to put it together. So then I can work on the balance of each mouthful goes with what.
Yeah.
And is there enough of that to that ratio? So that is almost like a finished dish already. I've just got to match that to that.
So where does that ideas come from? Like, does that just
from a physical? That came from trying to reintroduce the new duck dish, the old one, to make it a bit cleaner, but to add some duck skin and toast with pate. So you've got the duck liver, pate, toast, chutney, watercress salad, classic, beautiful wild duck. But then you've got soft meat, crisp, soft. But then that came from a visual. That looks so right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Completely. Yeah.
It just looks so right to me.
Yeah. It's mad just seeing your creative, the way, as you sort of saying, the energy flows creatively.
And then all you're trying to do is recreate the feeling you get from a dish. Can you do it in a busy service? Can you do it where it's, that's like a tart we did with the mushrooms that you probably had, and then you're trying to think about. See, this is the dish you had. That's the one with the.
That was banging.
The duck, but again, that makes sense now because it looks so. Do you know what I mean? So striking. So then we've got to replicate that on the plate, and then will it?
And then so when you take it to the team, take it to John. Yeah. Because I think creativity.
Yeah, he just gets it straight away.
But is there an element of where you like? Kind of set an example, like say Mick Jagger may write a lyric and then pull.
No, we'll put it out for interpretation. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens then?
But again, I will probably say I want it to look like that, but then we'll work out what each bit is.
Okay.
So then the dish looks like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it all is yet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. You said you have you write sometimes like sentences and stuff. What are some like this one or two sort of like sentences you kind of live your life and philosophy by?
I haven't really got any. I think we've used some of them here, but again, I don't know I use them, like allowing your guests to spend money, things like that. They're kind of like probably mantras.
That's what I mean, mantras.
But I don't have them written or I know them.
Yeah.
They're all part of your makeup over a period of time that you don't know. You can go, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Because I've never written them down in that way as a block.
Yeah.
As in, that's one. I'm going to keep that one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
They come out in conversation and you probably forget 90% more than you remember. But at the time, it meant so much.
Yes.
At the time.
Yeah, no, it's what like.
So I've not logged it all.
Well, but playing it back to you, like from what I've picked up, is like uncommon common sense.
Yeah, I like that.
The idea of this, it's an organism and an energy, a restaurant, and that transfers to a story. Like, it's fascinating. A couple more things, then we'll begin to wrap this up, mate. But I'm absolutely loving this. But so you've travelled all around the world.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know, what maybe the best way to ask this is being specific, but what country does the best breakfast, do you think?
Oh, wow. That's a very good one. I think the UK.
Yeah.
The UK do a brilliant breakfast.
But then more to use it as a launch pad to explore different cultures.
I think Japanese breakfast is very good in terms of almost like their kaiseki.
Yeah.
And we had it once in the mountains in Kyoto somewhere. And it was just this incredible adventure of like pickles and chawanmushi and an egg dish, and it was just the celebration of this kind of like all these lovely lacquer dishes full of elements that each had a purpose to be there. And I think that's Japanese food in general. But I think that's the most advanced cuisine on the planet, personally, in terms of their knowledge, their understanding of seasonality, the nuances of balance, seasonality, and all them things to make something a complete with lots of little parts. And I think their kaiseki menu in general is that, where you have different sake glasses throughout the meal, and it will change the texture, and it's a different cup, and then you'd have a certain thing at a certain time because it's what's needed then. So they're so in tune with the whole makeup of it, is incredible. So kaiseki is what the modern day tasting menu is. So we can take so much from the kaiseki menu if we're doing tasting menus here.
Yeah.
So you can look at the nuances of balance. And that's why sometimes years ago, I went in 2007 to Japan, and then I started introducing vegetables as a course. And I remember Daniel Clifford saying years ago, I did a celeriac dish, salt, baked celeriac, pickled celeriac puree, truffle juice. He goes, that's what you normally serve on the side of a beef dish. So you've actually made it into a course. I goes, yeah, because we should be celebrating the vegetable on par with the beef. Because there should be no hierarchy with ingredients. Each one should have its own space.
What other countries do you think do very exquisite food, or like culturally?
Well, it's difficult ones, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's just interesting because I've been to Japan. I went 2019. What I find mad about that place is just as you go, is the specialisms of everything.
Everything.
So like you have the ramen guy, you'd have the katsu guy.
Just one thing.
I remember
well.
but also, they had one guy like basically doing chicken arsehole skewers, which sounds mental, but like it's like fucking banging. But I gave it to my dad. He was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "It's chicken arsehole, mate." But it was delicious. Once you'd done the psychological jump that it's chicken arsehole,
it's delicious.
It was really good.
So I think again, culturally, I'm not sure, but I've travelled in terms of like.
Where have you been? Like,
I've been to America, San Fran, New York, Black Forest, in Germany, France. I love France. See, for me, I still rate France as probably my romantic passage to gastronomy, because I kind of grew up with reading the French repertoire, Larousse Gastronomie, Escoffier, and I was taught French at college, as in French cooking. It's still probably the most satisfying cuisine for me on the planet, as in nourishing, because I love going to a 3-star in France and just experiencing the whole etiquette, a glass of champagne start while you're perusing the menu. You're not sure what to choose. You see what your mates are choosing, and then you have something, you choose the white wine. You sit there, you take, the whole romanticism. Like me and Claude will go to Paris twice a year, just on the Eurostar, just for lunch. And it's the best trip you can imagine. So I leave Nottingham at 6:30. I'm back at 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
And we've had lunch at a 3-star.
Wow.
But it's the romanticism. It still has this, it still pulls strings with my heart of the connection of haute cuisine. Of like, I love making sauces. Like sauce making is a true skill to get depth and layers into a sauce, and I love that. But that's coming from the French repertoire. So that's probably where my heart is and where my emotions are as a chef, because it still means so much to me. It's mad, isn't it?
So you got the romantic French pull.
Yeah.
What's the kind of the new or the exciting? I know you've just been to Australia, but like what would you say is the best foodie city in the world? I mean, I hate the word foodie, but like, where would you say is a place that's just like, you go here and you're having a fucking great time?
I think London.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. The diversity is incredible.
Where do you like to go?
So again, so when I normally go, I'll go to the Ritz. I've been there a couple of times. I'm off to Yannick Aleno's in a couple of weeks on the counter. It might be controversial, but I'm not a massive fan of St. John.
How come?
I just don't know. I don't know what... it's me. I can't blame them. It's me. I just don't get it.
What
you get a crab, 40 quid. It's not even prepped. It's just cooked. You got to do it yourself. It's like, what the fuck? Genius. I'm not going to slag it off, but I'm not one of them fans of that. But again, Devonshire's good for a pint. Ashley's got a great concept there with his big, beef chops and what's going on.
So good.
I think it's brilliant there. We're there for our Christmas do for eight blokes that all smoke and drink together. Once a year we get together on a barbecue here, and we have a Christmas do every year. So first year was at Corinthia, second year was at Claude's Josephine.
Yep.
This year's at Devonshire.
So this is all your mates
from here.
Oh, from around here.
Yeah,
wow.
So they're all in a little club.
Yeah, I'm having dinner with Ash on Monday at Lombard or something.
Oh, okay, cool. Is that the new one?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it Tribbitt's new one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there in a few weeks as well.
Oh yeah. Because we're going to go to the So I've got dinner with him there on. But the Devonshire, he's a fucking legend.
But as a chef, he's fucking up there. It's probably one of the best.
Also, he's so a bit like you, like the creative.
Oh, he's a genius.
But his pictures, mate.
Yeah, they are world class.
His photos. So he's. I think he's one of the best photographers I've ever fucking seen.
He sent two of John,
mate. And
I was like, fuck, that's like a
mate. I said you should make a book, right?
Yeah, geez,
he really should.
Yeah.
And so we're doing, as I said to you, a big lever for our sort of revenue stream for our business next year is these sick, like really boutique events. And I was like to Ash, I was like can't pay you, but I want these pictures, like you can, because you can just encapsulate. I don't know. It's just like different creative outlets.
Yeah.
But they are fucking amazing pictures, like out of this world. Pictures.
He's got the eye, and he's got the kit, but to use it that well, he captures beautiful moments.
Yeah,
and I think that's where he's got his eye for detail.
Yeah,
but he is a genuinely top chef. He's got the drive of the fat duck, the eye for detail, creativity, and the discipline as dinner. He's had such a brilliant career in all these different genres. He's like this complete package. What
about Claude? Talk to me about like what do you resonate with him? Like how's he?
I think me and Claude just got on. We met a long time ago. An AA award actually. Very similar characters, but larger than life. Love a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And I think because of the French connection, because I love French food, and I think I remember going to Hibiscus back in the day in Ludlow, and it was world class then. And then I used to go and see him in Mayfair, and then obviously at Bibendum. And I think we do trips together, but we both love the same thing. So we love that romanticism. Like we've just been to Hong Kong, we did a dinner out there at the Four Seasons. We ate in some beautiful little noodle places. Fucking incredible food. Dim sum. We've been to San Fran together. We've been all over the world, Japan together, and I think it's like a companion that you travel with.
Yeah.
That you just have these brilliant memories of what brought us together was food, and we just travel the world, and
the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, cheer! And then we do this road trip now, which is the next level.
Yeah, because I spoke to Tom about that.
Is it? And it's like so Claude, Tom, Claire, the doyen, legend, Daniel, the five of us. We do this road trip for our third year. We just get cars, travel around France, go to 3 stars, and we have the best time. And you're driving for like 7-8 hours, stop off at this 3-star, stay over. And we're like kids, right? Because it's almost like, I can't remember where I saw it once, where we're all adults, but it's almost like if you had a reflection, we're all like 12 in the reflection.
Yeah.
Because we're all giddy.
Giddy.
As in excited.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Sitting in a restaurant.
Giddy's such a thing. I think we should be chasing giddy more.
Yeah,
right?
and we're sitting there and we're like, what are we going to have? And like, I don't know. And we're like, oh, what are you going to have? And we're like, and you fucking, even now thinking about it, I'm full of joy.
Yes.
Because it's a joyous, that's for me is a celebration of all them years of working in a white box, right, a kitchen, to allow yourself a little bit of the joys of what restaurants bring. And with friends that are all in the same vein of, we're so lucky to be here, so lucky to sit here and choose that wine and sit in this restaurant and spend time with each other. Like I say, time, is the biggest gift you can give your friends and yourselves.
Yeah.
We're giving each other the gift of our time.
Yes.
And it's
whose idea was it to do that?
It was Tom's. He did it for his 50th.
Right.
So we went to Marseille.
Yeah.
And he used his cars back then. We all drove one of his cars from Marlow to Marseille. And we stopped off at 2 places. And then now it's our 3rd year, 4th year next year. So then it's become this like annual event.
Amazing. Yeah. I want to just quickly go on to the jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
How does that? Because do you know there's a guy called James Smith who's like a online PT. He's now got an actual brand.
Okay.
But he talks a lot about jiu-jitsu and marketing and some of the lessons he took from that. It was really interesting. I'd love to know, like, I know, and we briefly, and I thought it was a beautiful lesson on by doing jiu-jitsu, it gives you empathy to make you appreciate someone who's starting the struggle. Any lessons on creativity? Because it feels like it is kind of, I've heard...
There is creativity, but again, I don't think you get to that level till you've become half decent. So my coach is creative in his jiu-jitsu, but he's already a black belt, first dan or whatever.
Yep.
So I think there's a point you've got to go to where the creativity may flow. But because I'm being taught, I'm quite rigorous with my understanding of a thing, and I try not to be unorthodox. But probably one of my stumbling blocks is I'm not being creative with it. So what if I'm not applying what I do here, there, to allow me the flow? Yeah. So I'm too rigid. I can't do that. He's told me. Yeah. And don't forget, with my cooking, I was never given any rules because I only went to college. I've never worked for anyone, so I've been free. So because of my creative output through this work, I've got to here. I might need to start applying some creativity in my jiu-jitsu. I like it. Well done.
No, I hadn't even thought, but I do think and then anything from jiu-jitsu to just running leadership kitchens. Like, I know we talked about that, but
I think I can tell them that I've had a really hard day at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
is I think empowering to them to know that I struggle.
Yeah. And then I just want to begin to wrap up on leadership specifically because, I went to Lawrence's place last night.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Fucking banging.
Enjoy it.
Really, really good. Like, love it. Just
did you say hello?
Say hello. Yeah, he came out. Like, got the, got just a banging pie, loads of chips.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, it was really, really good. Lovely guy. And so I'm speaking to Sat tomorrow. He's like, you don't understand. He said he's worked at all these different kitchens. He has personally. I think he said.
Maze.
Yeah. But he goes, only this place is the one where I've got one genuine friends, and he was basically saying you're one of the best mentors and leaders he's worked under. A lot of people listen to this podcast who are not even in the industry; they just listen for the leadership lessons.
Yeah.
Because I think what this is applicable to fucking anything.
Yeah. You'd hope so.
Not just the fun times. But what would you say are your sort of how do you principles of leadership?
It's hard, I don't write any of this shit down. I just feel it.
Yeah. Or what do you feel when you?
You've got to be genuine. You've got to be honest and authentic.
Yep.
And that will come through and shine through. If you're fickle, and you have ego and you are malice, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
Because you are not genuinely looking after people. You're just showing off your skills to say you're shit. And we all did that when we were younger. We all had to do that, survival mode. But as the age I am, the what I want from my future and what I want from my guys is I want to nurture and progress their futures because that is my obligation to our industry. I don't want to sit here going, fuck the rest, I don't care. That's what I've got as an obligation to my career, is to push on the next generation to hopefully give them reasons to be better and keep pushing, because there is a brilliant life to have had or be had from this industry. It's short, life is, grab it and just be authentic.
What's the biggest mistake young Michelin chefs make? Ambitious ones.
I don't think it's Michelin, I think it's just chefs. I think, you've also got to remember it's not a race. A friend of mine that passed away, Peter Mills, used to say all the time, he goes, life's a journey, not a destination. And I used to love that, because enjoy the journey, because you don't know how long it is. And I love that. As you get older, you start probably becoming a bit more philosophical, but there's so much more to it now. Enjoy the journey. Be nice on the way up. Be nice. Enjoy it, but be true, be honest, be authentic. But for me and Amanda especially, is we have the person that's in front of us, their career in our hands. We've got to be authentic and honest. And if they need a help, they'll get help. If they need a bollocking, they'll get a bollocking. If they need nurturing, they'll get nurturing. But it's authentic. Hence, why have we got so many of our ex-chefs still in touch with us? We wouldn't...
Yeah.
They can ring. Sat and passing through and popping in, I've got a problem. The phone's at the end of their speed dial. It's not a case that I'm this guy that doesn't talk to. They're lifelong. That's the legacy that lives, is they're always got accessibility to RSP.
Yeah.
for the rest of their lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Mate, it's been an absolute joy, like.
No, thank you.
Because I think, as I said, I came here as a customer and it was sit first, which was wonderful, and I saw this, I call it Gastronomic Narnia, some people call it,
It's a nice,
Oasis, Disneyland for fucking adults, whatever you want to call it, but there is this sort of magic escapism from the customer side. What we got into today when I felt like but then from seeing it your side, this is like a world-class Premier League football team of chefs. And then you see that, you almost cut it down the middle, it's like behind the scenes, like all this like role play, everything thought about, the energy, keeping it moving, and then that flows to the customer side. It's just, mate, it's been a joy. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Really
Thank you.
That was sick.
No, thank you, man.
That was so good.
No, thank you. Time flies when having fun, doesn't it?
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you were loving the episode. I'd appreciate a really small yet significant favour, por favor. Please may you click the subscribe button, get in the comments, tell me what you think about the episode, tell me what you think we did on the show. It may not seem much, but it really helps us grow and helps us get bigger guests. Thank you so much.